Well, we have a mamunya kwaba jasu jumedi and we're live on OK 101.7 FM and our live so your partner radio stations at Daroma. Your live on Migachu FM or cooking to me and your live so Virginia High Life Radio, your live or New Jersey or Kings Jersey Radio and your live so all the way in UK London or NASPA Radio Cuckoo Spencer and any teams so Cuckoo Spencer congratulations ma you do see akonya kese so aye say yabo kuku mini abema kuku space o hene ba akopɛ kra ya da se kuku yakopon sha no koso director sa yes our live of France any Belgium so into beti and castle adamfo pa media to me ma good evening your friend me Vim lady and a team Bawumia in the house because 31st see the NPP primaries no said the TB no the primaries must come on. Now said the attention rise even ahead of the primaries no only God knows steady but so far no I think that this has been one of the most competitive NPP primaries in modern day politics. We 2007 2008 Alan Chairman President Kufuor I think generation where Gen Z for a lot of them didn't experience that it became an almost society. This one no, is the most competitive. I think there are a lot of generation where so funka games Atamils and then Anakrodo Adjuma Rollins. That was also another competitive. But I don't know there was clear about Bakube winning Bakube Luzu. Just that not tension womb. But we say no, it's very close. To me, take your head out. Although a lot of polls, like I said, Dr. Bawumia will comfortable lead, but I said tension boom because team camp for no so I know ding and boys in baby so hot side. You see, but Bawumia conference in the last hour they have been very active in showing that yes, almost the day form, almost ground, almost young men no almost and team Bawumia conference so that they will also come and talk about their candidates. Then Bawumia war for the delegates is planned for the party already niate niema bebra Bawumia so candidate what you say obiate niema bebra Bawumia kan his plan said digitization wa kan say niema bi o mo be should up prioritizing party for. And this is what if you look at NDC NPP at the politics no this is the narrative party delegates for the bebre feel say omo boa nipa na mo ba be di president we na no refi omo. So I think that's message no from Bawumia campaign was very strategic to show that media me ba min jam ho because I remember first primaries NPP for Ken ne Bawumia ediko face no Alan drop here and I remember some of the delegates I mean omo ye interview had they were like omo pe adwuma na Bawumia so omo nko online and no there I told you people at the time say enye bone say omo nko online. I mean look this whole digitization idea no I don't know just be obi am person obenyina ko nanim seriously abrochire cry see abrochire no abrochire bibia online no and then we call hospital cry oh sorry keke you have to go online book an appointment we be call per doctor we be call Zongo America more app be friend Zongo we be call no akwa doctor bi wo ho here everything has been digitized okoje o passport and I say we and one so be fill the form no online o pa o betimi dey akọ physically but there's everything is online. It's party delegates started somebody Bawumia kutia at the time say and omo peduma Bawumia so omo call online. The guy was only trying to introduce you people to modern practices so that enru hono we are seeing nyina be call digital na Ghana ye di anim. In fact other countries come to Ghana to come and study your system. Na nu ya nkofo ba Ghana be sua say the Ghana ye license driver's license Ghana ye to me digitize it. Ghana, a Ghana card. Other countries, Uganda, no me they came to Ghana to learn. And so Ghana for the obidi bibi for buy and pay. Nipa na be kwa wie na fani ebe hu say oh nipa we had good thinking. Me kai pa President Kufuor time. Some of the things are not President maternal health. We spoke against it. Ewie kire na ye de President Kufuor center President Kufuor buy the oye ni. Nti on this show we ye na Awa Muhammad and Ebekasa all the time na for team Bawumia. So that they can also tell us the omadwene yo omo efa Bawumia what is Bawumia's message what is his agenda what is his plan e dey na hihia owo ema party for no how long na obetimi aye ene ade ha enti awa you were live on radio you were live pa enti pacho connect biom mo fancha me you were live You know, Team Bawumia is going to do already. Dr. Bawumia will asset back on something that I think Canada Japan team was trying to also tap into. We see, because if you look at Team Bawumia, Neyere Samira has been very, very active in Bawumia's campaign. She has not just been on the sideline. It's not very typical as a first lady. We in Anakuna do free one man. Most of your first ladies know you're very laid back, kaka. But where the second lady, first lady impending or whatever, she's been very active from first time NPP by Bawumia. Samira has been very, very, very active, pushing Seni Kunu Betimiaba. You know, and you know, that is also an advantage that Bawumia has. But over the last, you know, some of Bawumia has very key people. In fact, okay, say accusation and no more they bought Bawumia and say, Omo no more a buying crop for people from the establishment. Omo no more supporting Bawumia. But Obianya establishment, I don't know why they are even using that thing against Bawumia, because seriously, seriously, your friend saying, Bawumia, Obianya ya nkono so establishment in supporting no, Obianya ya, and then shall call NDC ma President Mama, Julius Nyaya and President Mama supporting no, Atofos Nyaya and President Mama supporting, they say don't get any President Mama, Obiano one may see what cheap for a sem pacodo. Ya one a war so good to catch a maso because on pay. It can cry or more complaining, or Munya and establishment to support your man. They would have loved it. You know, but some of the key people in Bawumia's campaign, if you look at your first attaching, very key in Bawumia's campaign, and also what Bobo Canada Japan style in the past. He said Canada Japan does not have the emotional intelligence to lead Ghana. I think over the last few days, no, that has been one of the things that Bawumia team they punch can pass. On any crop one any emotional intelligence, because we be any Canada Japan weakness. And the last few days, you who say Canada Japan has been a different person. And ti ashase na no me let can be can. No one who say let can be can and work it, because you cannot when you need he has really transformed himself. But Bawumia for also person mo kai delegates say kai onipa we. And okay kan into one who say the last and running day you have seen videos attack na Canada Japan they attack a friend saying, even what they saying, even Asofo no, it has surfaced back. People are reposting it, people are resharing it. Ni a campaign strategy. Ni a campaign strategy to remind the delegates say, wait, and no fighting Asofo no. No, so a Christonino. So what the election that's really how it is. Oh, co-election. Oh, the say, opponent no, you highlight the weaknesses of your opponent. What I say? You highlight the weaknesses of your opponent so that opponent no will look bad. So I say football game. Who say opponent na yemre ho na wo bo man atete ana boxing. Who say opponent na bo from no baby a who say wo bre no we pra no e ho na wo punch them on we weak them all. And so Team Bawumia no, they are doing exactly what they want to do. They are doing exactly what they want to do. And you know, yes, I'm more baby. They live on okay, 101.7 FM. Your high live radio so any your Migachu FM and na your Naspa radio. Any idea you know? It's ubeti me join. I'll add the link to very soon. Who we Team Bawumia? I also person who pushy your friend say Emma Bawumia say delegates no a friend saying. Etomano no nso ye na delegates nso ntomano. This is your chance. Say we this is your chance. And this is what Atachia was saying. Bawumia na kasa over the years on his campaign platform. These are some of the things about Bawumia so to market and sell himself. Tie.
Eze the year member abonti emba kan 2024 election. Sika mitime raising Emma party no ABC that ewo your party history. ABC that pickups are heading Midima constituencies over the regions, over 300 pickups. Say you see in the constituencies. Say in the constituencies, the pickups are being used. Yep.
And Bawumia is trying to remind Omwa. I think this one there was a direct response to Obi to say by the champion, because by the champion and I can say Bawumia fa kapra ma ti o asema Bawumia reminding Kofo wa no in the past sika o raise my party ni bi ni Sika o raise my party nye bini but I ono ma bonte mekasa. You understand? So Bawumia is trying to remind the delegates ni nyina ne campaign adwuma o ye no. In fact this week there was a video of when old people ni biti say Ashanti Regional Minister ya no ho chairman ho ache no Buntumi campaigning for Bawumia. I mean Nana Komia abe wone Canada Japan say be kra omra no me pacho because some of the attacks are more attacking Bawumia no too personal and who here some of the attack ebe Bawumia so that level no. I mean these are all candidates trying to say Yantono because I don't know you're the right person to lead it. But the bigger conversation, the bigger question for NPP, but I know the NSC perhaps Omu primaries way. One of the things also Omu is that the obe winnie biano. So Sani Pakrono betimia marketing for 2028 ana. Omu betimia marketing Sani Pakrono for 2028 ana. What I say? It's I know the very important. Very important say they would know because I want to say because you cannot just elect a candidate keke. The MPP for so that for the future of the party. Let me play you this other one too from your friend Dr. Bawumia camp. This one is from
there were 7,000 workers. There were factories in the the whole Ghana, constituency, and a region, constituency, your polling station executive, and so a woman what to leave. The polling station executive, yes, I
Can you about me? Can you about me? About to be I
this is or the saying Abronye. But you see, I am focus on candidates about me and you see, politics, no, it's not just about the candidates by you must also tell candidates the weaknesses of your opponent. And their game, no, sana game it here. Into Obiako say, oh, Abronye can't Bawumia. I agree, say was Abronye ton Bawumia, but so opponents who are weaknesses, so I know see a strategic on your part. To tell first and conform to about opponent. I who national elections. Do national elections as a President Mama or can MPP for a weakness baby. Or can even to the extent that President Kufuado de Obabrofo and Anagana for Okabi or Duhuruno. The Savannah politics game net here. Until yet the Biana Obeka own candidate ne strength and you must also talk about the weaknesses of your opponent. A kahona game no so a kaho. What I said here, a team Bawumia. Last Monday, yenya team Ken, ebe fire almost omo de, and they all for Bawumia team no. DNT na Bawumia team ni jidi say omo di say omo de toma omo. After Bawumia team no can argue that or experience wakoda. Unlike Canada, Japan, afe no oba be president, oba be koto. In fact, last krano ni video bi ba ya na afe on nanti na say wa bre wa yemre. Na nkofo bi sire say na say an wa yemre. Na o the whole Ghana campaign. No one sound could be any second to me. Inti Bawumia, one of the arguments about me do delegates one ma they are making no, and they can also make. I think they've said that is that Bawumia will experience. Wako game ni bida. Wako on another wako 2008. On another wako 2012. On another wako a year fresh 2016. On no sound rounds 2024 elections. So what game now wako Ghana around the University. Every constituency, every corner, wako ni nyina our experience or tini passe or relationships in that e ba ni diplomatic say abrofo Ghana ni omu dealia oni omu nyina our relationship that anya afa na okosua diplomacy. He understands the job until uni mistakes bi o honma wenya ya dada. He has already learned from his mistakes. Unlike who obeba, afa na oba be mistake na wa ba be sua from the mistakes. He has already made some mistakes, some of which and comfortable bonus for instance economy issues. Now he has learned from the mistakes. Now so baby he will not dare even repeat some of the mistakes, knowing that experience is the best teacher. And all these are all strengths by Bawumia. For Bawumia, but also weakness. The same thing I hear experience. That same thing can also be his weakness. Why you be that one ye? Ten year last team can buy no muka say. I didn't see NDC for buy the ometimi stabilize no. I didn't Bawumia to me anye. I didn't Bawumia economy bio. They are pushing it on Bawumia. Say no see Bawumia weakness. Bawumia to me anye therefore own to me bio. And now there's no justification to give Bawumia a chance. But Bawumia so they need the any so better home. Some I be that. Me experience no. Me tin Savannah say my economy crap beyond that. There's so much I can give. So what you say? Here our Muhammad Baba joining so that he can also tell us other things. What's or remind the delegates and say Mumfa the winnable candidate. Oba Buamu 2028 na Mumfa no. Winnable candidate, not just any candidate. Winnable candidate. Jordan say they a killer race. Race when kwadi onu you want say a killer race. He first Royal say him lady good evening. Royal good evening. Or say we to say a foregone conclusion cross about Bawumia we need that. Junior Jalilu and Kanisano. We see Bawumia is winning. JBNS say if you Bawumia is winning. No two ways about it. Jordan say if you are updating update there now pay. Mami hu my gate my e-gate we nim nipa kra oka e-gate ben e-gate no was another abine policy. Nti I think if you have questions well baby about me and oka so be leading enti no ha enti no and obeka so question for him. Okay, Abrante we so say Bawumia is winning simple crowd watching you live from Nzima Enyinasi. My greetings to me my name papa. Thank you pa from Nzima. Mosomo choice ne hwan na wa mayehu. Frank entry sister fia per what you are saying Ken is right for calling for Bawumia a liar. Well, enyame na make is you can't call. In fact, I think that politics you can't call Bawumia a liar. I think you see never be on man. Oh can no china ye fra na ye kase bra na be yi ano ana fa aba be obi a oya liar obi a intentionally deliberately we didn't draw. And do you have any evidence to support that? Aha. Mo amudi attempt the massa. Yeah, attempt the nye hwe ntia mamo. Oh ha fa ko mo obi a odi na attempt be ha no. Daniel if you a great job pa. Nana Usu see if you change is coming. Okay, or no they still are original Ken side no. Nana Usu see change okay, Nana Usu na wasan the way aba no. Royal say Bawumia no all the way. Abrante we so say Bawumia one district one factory no Bawumia beba no wababe complete this project na or they buy no we see Ghanaians don't like Dr. Bawumia. Ghanaians are crying and calling for Ken we are delegates there na just say who say wajene no or say Kwame na me so say if we are aware that some senior members of the party want to sideline the win for Bawumia Patrobia and sideline senior members onyo mo kwa no mto aba delegates obia will vote one vote stop that narrative so we person we are yi Sam Ekufu ado wopa am say establishment misi obi anya establishment bi an kopen obi si we love Ken you so there no but nya nkwa na auto aba nti I mean the good thing is that nya nkwa na auto aba nti if elections Royal and Patron kind of message you say Bawumia has been vice president for 8 years and is popular already into no and obetimi e dey akọ okay we see interesting days ahead obi so there or there banono and Charles Opoko say how can you compare Ken to Bawumia? Well, Francis Okanso say if it's not automatic to make a mistake to correct it. Okay, maintain the whole can I say it is not automatic and I say if it is not okay, say it is not automatic to make mistakes and correct it. Okay. Obianka say it's automatic. Me say Bawumia no the experience of one say so why mistake be why be dada and he has learned from it and it's made him matured and has experience. And enya do be say repeat biom. Unlike somebody who's coming and starting from a clean slate, there's a difference. That's why a cast experience is the best teacher, no. What I say, Ebenezer say if Ken is the best candidate for the party, okay, we no. We to say Bawumia will win hands down. Bawumia na ena oko. Tiende said they make a team Bawumia day. Ken day no so aba ye omo de Monday. Nti Ken team no Monday omo ba. Mo so mabremo. Monday Ken ba mo se me for Ken. And that's what Bawumia ba mo se me for Bawumia. Be make your choice. That's the most important thing. Awa mama good evening here akwa baba jasu jumedie so.
Good evening, Madam. Opportunity.
Alajawa na okay. Okay, good. Great pa. Books here. Who read it to say professor. But good it pays to read. Knowledge they are good. It pays to win. So far, Team Bawumia grounds it is saying.
You made us Maminchia, wet here for no washer for you, and I mean, Casa made us a for this opportunity. Make us so far so very good. As I said, Dr. Bawumia, Ako, a year all the 15 year regions across the country. And the last region, which is Asante Memo, and also a year Oko Achuman Ponwa, Achuman would be just south, any Achuman Ponwa, and before say me connect the MT and say or kwada so one kwada so for AD in kita ho the oye Ashanti region campaign ne say okọ eye nkuru nketoa na obi wie nwumre e wo Kumasi no say Kumasi de so obakra na 9 o'clock na say 10 o'clock na eye just omo bro no na omote na waye campaign say na be with me 4 constituencies in a day but me worry shemu say by a year next week there. Now we cry na some few days I'll be the touch up in Accra. Now so far so very good.
Good. And teachers and just a nationwide need a baby when you call Bessin or sign your follow up, me boy.
There be wako baby, but Ashanti region. This is the first time I walk Ashanti region.
Okay.
In terms of this time around, you don't discount the fact that wako every constituency not less than 6 times over time. But campaign is 30 years. I feel na wako Ashanti region. No onye seni be wana wako 2-3 constituencies so we are na wasanya ko baby na wasamba. But Ashanti region no. Ashanti region okoye ekushia constituency executives, any former constituency executives, any former ministers, and but to engage the entire constituency a year, or send them can say numere or war quadrason. Ubibia was our constituency over there. This is the first time I walk over, and that it will be the last.
Okay. Now, yeah, share attributes, Bawumia attributes. A lot of the people who are against him, and the other, first and foremost, Matisse said they anope mo kase Canada Japan side no, and those who are attacking me, I have seen that it looks like I say do chi muye will baby able to do any Sunday or soon takrache, because from last election he was the flag bearer and all the attention is on him. Everybody's trying to chip away from onone into more kase. Some of the attacks and people should come out and apologize. Take me back to those issues, no. For instance, Ken
me that's it. Yes, no presse anopay na obiye kan say enye yen kwankra na ye kan. Almost everyone is talking about it. As say team Kennedy Japan and then answer also camera a scene in and okasa for like 5 minutes. In some our kind will be a misinformed, but all Casano Crano 1 year because was see on one a share video. Who said Dr. Bawumia Eka said 1996 crano a dubu here because wayari. So Enokrano on that.
Okay, I know they are also been background ha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so on that premise, not a cry into one video because there was no video like that.
Okay.
As I say, Dr. Bawumia, some time ago, or consistency. Now I can say, consistency. I can say, Edubuan he empty me anchored the last time in 1996. Yeah, repeating the ABI. No crown my delay from coming, but consistent. I beat me boy. But for him to say Edubuan he uncontested Friday. You don't expect this to come from even Dr. Bawumia because even a novice in politics in him say Adubuan he contested and placed third in 1996. What the enujina so can say Professor Adubuan Dr. Bawumia say Professor Adubuan now we are into one call. And I'll say Dr. Bawumia trophy or you liar or you born liar. And somehow okay can because you see, if for nothing at all, this is a former vice president of the Republic of Ghana. And somehow kind of so one Ukran Wokas will be a lion. Who watch and throw that? Say, watch a video be a or Casa Ashanti region. Ashanti region, me free ho eba Monday. Uframe Kramik or say, Monday and a neighbor.
Yeah.
So, baby, Dr. Omeko in and one cat a dubuan here, some cry. He was addressing the issues of the Oba Obetimi Aye Ediabua delegates in Nakika. What kind about the consistencies in Nakika? I say you're consistent na Yediko for Bayano, Yadia Kufado Bayano, Mahama, so NDC for repeating over time. These are issues that you're raising. So, in some now kind of crano, na ojina and trosso and a year premise out DDD, Dr. Bawumia. That is the thing that you can't say. And
but
now,
at no point in Dr. Bawumia Ashanti region to no what bought Edubuahin they say ebia wa making reference to Edubuahin say bia no yare no point. He has never said that anywhere.
Say okanya ebia enwumre ya mete ha ya na me wa kra e na okanya but one can baby Edubuahin din kura epie ne campaign mu eye adwura setreduma so.
Okay.
And also chama wuntumi e na koka say Edubuahin di enti a wan wini wan kasa wan contest kra di enti a wan wini say na oyare asam na okan no no kre no book no ha kra your friend say akentin apiamenka book no okan say ampa one of the reasons in say na oyare it went me anko campaign say na ekofo eko every village in na keka ho it na oyare again now no so interested it can say even the last day kra omo ebeye campaign last campaign no na ma wo launch the book. So no correct say even say Dr. Bawumia kra ekan and say chama untumi kra kan ya say waka no correct. So how do you stand on it say nipa no etwantro again wo hwe de esi na so osu bempa and say any other person and a buyer or can say Dr. Bawumia or trofo you may take it with a pinch of salt but enye nipa na wo ne ne contest na bigina ho abeka say
so the candidate can nankasa be repeat his asem no.
Yes. That is why it is worrying. Say, or no, as candidate can no. Ebe jina ho a obeka say nipa ni otrofo. Abraham so entro and ujina so didi nipa natin because there is no video like that. I will see my video. There is no video like that. 2 is that ono so kan ho asem wo be bia that. 3 is that enye ono kra na kan say bi adubo hindi kra pia de o kan adubo hin asem eye your friend saying chamawunti ono so video no. Yes, video no so available. You publish video no ema obi ate. And until na ma ye can say any on be patcho because he stood on a premise utwantro DDD papanate. But let me quickly address this issue about you see Dr. Bawumia or your trofo utwantro ne keka. You see, the good thing is that ubisa say e die ntropa na Dr. Bawumia etwa. On be ka say 2016 or a campaign na we no o kan 1 2 3 4 ye ba ye no meboa. There is no single thing I will be bit me. I can say Dr. Bawumia or baby control. The only thing they say now on a poster boy in 2016 elections. 2016 campaign one district, one factory, one village, one dam, free senior high school. Nina no on the DNM. And yes, our campaign. And he was doing
I think I poster boy from 2012 election petition cry. I think
exactly.
That's where
obey poster boy. So be a poster boy no. And same beer about the campaign. Ubetia free nano first. It would free nano. He is doing it for and on behalf of the entire party. Party no and a control manifesto. You're not sure. Party control manifesto and a party that can say win. For instance, see ya numere sama mino bekan. The campaign team of Dr. Bawumia and I can say you buy 1 2 3 4 maka. Yeba na ambemua. You can tell me say me a true for. Again, there is no government in the world. I will bet me edi nebushin na so. So okay say nipa no when timi and di boshe bisunti or ye or true for. You're not being fair to the person because you see say ye can't throw there. Uncle be or ye president no or no na ye administration. Because when say okay, I say yeah, will be finance minister now already budget already for and on behalf of the president budget and the budget. And until I'm at a point in time, na kino furiata yaren chairman Sabunsu already budget for on behalf of the president, not on behalf of Kino Furiata. So clearly tells you say indeed Adiano Noma Bia Wakaye Biano. He took bullet for this for the NPP as a party. So say and no Ujina Swakasa or a trophodia, and we embrace it. Because Enjuma or ye at the Bois party. Can Japan editing Crofatem Yinan, also justify say Ubi or dinner and be a Bois party. So the no, I can't be say you buy a bear 1 2 3 4. You buy and it me a 1 2 3 4 no ambamu eti 4 na ambamu nti wo si ono ye trofo a okra wo kogina ho edidi asofo atem edidi eye judge for atem ne na keke ebisa wo se obi a wudidi na tem bia no oyi didi na tem on behalf of the party meeting this MPP beso no obi se onko didi obi atem. But your supporters agree, say, ampa, yes, and this is what they espouse. Metie also be part-time bia. You can't say, what did they amount him? Because so, Oba Papa Ben or didn't attempt that. I watch his video, say, Oba Papa Ben, and ma what did do matter mean, and when papa, and what did do matter, and he did that on behalf of the MPP. But there are women within MPP, or did do matter. So, did he do that on behalf of Sir Obana or did he attempt nana? So, that is the reason I hear cancel. Dr. Bawumia and yet trofo. And sembia or can ya mufil say a trono fambra. Na yehu na yefenjina so anka so ye trofo. But say ebia ye ka obi a ye trofo. Even recently, you started a campaign ya. Okay, say more despite media. Tama my boss ABA sa despite a auto museum.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. Can Japan ever can say ni sister uncle school that was school dropout? You can say uncle school na wakoda. No one person will school in the game. Was on designing the entire place.
Yeah, then your boss Baba can't say no credit. Your boss
Yes, and na mukrano mu demo platforms ni nyina can say onim ho match. E hokra decoration on ka ho. Again, send ye friend profile inviting profile no and onu so bad. So e no say ye ka say obi a trofo and gina so ka say nipa na e trofo because wakade a enim. But say bia obi akoye campaign na waye wahye na ambamu a no ka say o trofo minti say obi aka say President Mahama e trofo because Women Development Bank or can say obey within 120 days am I into a trofo obi anka na sa. But Dr. Bawumia there because he can say be bibia ambamu nti. You see Dr. Bawumia or trofo, but you see there is one thing that the NDC is good at. We are good at branding people. It's easy. Okay, so we brandi Akufo-Addo say oye to trafo brandi na to the extent that Akufo-Addo any empenifo bebre in a cool school. One atamons mo nyina na cool school. Oko University of Ghana, Kanda Senior High School. Obi ni what your friends say senior high school they all your friends say baby Oko Kimbu
okay.
Oko Kimbu Oko University of Ghana. Obi ni ho ka so ne na akonto kwakrada. But you see, omo brandi ni say where your friends saying or a terrorist or you say to the extent that sir the audio be players or that be say hey young kind. You see, that is the reason the NDC tried, said Dr. Bawumia, because said Norman or yeah it's ya. You remember in 2017, Dr. Donedu Ekan said NDC no money a single person will be match Dr. Bawumia in 2016, a reason they lost the elections. Because no man and he said this publicly, MOBRT. So, anything ama try say any. You better normal or kind of can say any Akufo-Addo by 99 year any about me a trophy. And almost started branding or trophy and SSC.
Yes, I branding almost Team Kenny other opponents so I pick your more they attack about me, and that's what you think.
Exactly so because Usha within the party, one can say Dr. Bawumia promise you will be a 1 year, and also I could baby crack chantro. Yet me action notice and then me can say, can the Japan echo can say, this sister, and a year we are buy any sister, or can say, or no, in 1992, on my party, $3 million. Come Japan, they can say, that time, no bank be also a GBC or Greek Development Bank, $3 million at the buy. And I come Japan can say, in 1992, na bank be anywhere Ghana and the capital adequacy plan drew $2 million at that time. So bank may not $3 million. You understand? And again, there is no record so it says can bread because no money now. So you can try. These are the trono. Or better now, your friend saying a station UTV. Abena Ebwa Ebisan say you see what companies Makuma saying was in 19. What for Nipa Makuma saying you want to see 7,000. Bubo companies in Bakuba bear 5 mammy or say me more. We boss our companies in the GR be harassing because 2023 me bo companies. I'm telling you, baby, away you are butchery anchor. Or electing Krana or leader Krana, there is no way they will allow him contest any elections in that country. In any serious country, can Japan enter me and contest any elections after saying say onboard companies in the DS and say GR for be harassing? It should tell you that he is someone who is evading taxes. Okay. Because evading taxes, say despite or your friends say or museum ho or other companies this way in a keka ho ni nyina yenim wafa nipa adwuma we your friends say omo fa adwuma o Ghana Hazum Lion Juston ni company nyina yenim but who dey who see what companies journalists na busa yen within the party e busa say na profona o see of mo adwuma mo he o see wonka na journalists be busa o see I ma fa nipa 7,000 7,000 of adwuma omo he companies no e wo he o see 19 companies but wodi o see umbodi adentina umbodi o see GRA for ebeba be harass
but say awa no dey unim say e possible say GRA for to dey mo tumi to o mani say nkrofo bi so
there be say obodi na o ka say me company eye your friend say say cold store na e what time na so we up to date obechi no
okay
GRA omunye politicians
okay
omo eye Ghana for aye for mo adwuma omo ne na ma omo hwe say obi atua ne taxes it is a obo company
tax card ya omo chase
exactly who the tax car omo chase and who tete tax na so who dey akwhwe baby na who tete who ye company be but who this ye omo chew na omo ka say tua eno kra nyeche ombehwe na omo ache kra ma enye se bia eda dey na no beba betum because omo tuma so ntimi ntua enti ombetima aye eno te na ma ka say Dr. Bawumia kan say oba formalize the system se na be ya GRA form be gina obi company nim emeka say tueska na yaye no online prep se na be ya o file tax na ye online na ye simple e dia ma obia because on pese oba be gina nanim na oba ye no say mama 1 month no oba ye no wanye na o de credit atum obeden aye adwuma no na o de atua oka you remember it was part of our campaign message that Dr. Bawumia can say oba that is what he will do se na be ya e bitimi aba de ono so e what taxes at se kede Japan o can say all companies are odc no o say bra na yen wave ni nyina na yen twam
twam bia na start fresh I remember
exactly now was start fresh prep so na Dr. Bawumia can say na be ya at least o man no obi abetimi aye inclusive by betimi e de aye so these are the things to just clarify and say Dr. Bawumia onye trufo ensem bia o ka ye bia no obi eni ho obetimi eye 99% accurate in normal o kan say obeye e de aboa Ghana for but at least the o ka ye no dudu na no yetimi ye e de boa Ghana e ma say yenya esonfa so Ghana
but person e call Bawumia message and kasa but I want you to also clarify this issue say one of the issues that came up on Dr. Bawumia Edison was that when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. And for that matter, no, Omunim say no, Dr. Bawumia has proven say or incompetent. I think Monday that discussion came from Tinken say Dr. Bawumia rather called Mahama so incompetent, but of no one saying or the buyer when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you, now expose you or not. So I want you to address
so we share a time I can say when the fundamentals are right, the exchange rate will expose you. A year somewhere around 2014, 2015. That time no na omo na dumso no
okay 2016 okay
yes 2016 na dumso no at its peak. That was in 2014, 2015. But now omo massage figures and so inflation ye come up, way ye come up. And again, Mirka exchange rate a 2 year in 2015, 9 years and ketwa. The only time a 2 Mirka a 2022 I buy, but in 2014, 2015, a co Mirka pa. So time na government officials say so o mina ye day, o mina ye come no say exchange rate no Mirka echo. And that was why he said. So it will expose you. Ube say be a policy rate at 20%. Your friends say inflation at be a 15% because that time now inflation and number 15%. But now exchange rate in America. And until now can say if the fundamentals are wrong, if the exchange rate
also when the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate
are weak. Yes, a year weaker because a year weak, but you're trying to massage it and the exchange rate in also America. Now, yambra a year exchange rate. You start exchange rate in 2020 in 2017. You start now a year 4.4 cities, 4 cities, 40 pesos. Mr. Odie, my producers in check and I say, what check it? You enter into 2022. Now a 5 cities 90 pesos. January 2022. Now a 5 cities 90 pesos. 80 Sir, your friends saying 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, for 5 years, because that's what business pono pay. Depreciation and communica. Nejina faculty, a coca crabia nejina, a coca crabia nejina. 89 and 4 now until January 20, your friends say 22. 2022, February, the buyer a high in Kesipa in February 2022. Sir, we are friends saying Russia, Ukraine. Russia, Ukraine. Even today, people allude to the fact that Russia, Ukraine came with two things: inflation and exchange rate volatilities. Okay, say at a point in time, now auto more than £1 to buy $1 in 2022. Now auto more than one. Yes, now auto more than £1 to buy $1 in 2022. Again, now inflation our US in the UK a 40-year high.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. COVID. No, that was the COVID time. No, yeah.
No, it was in 2022. So I said after COVID, the buy no. It came with inflations and exchange rate volatilities. In 2022, UK HNG Prime Ministers Makumakumiensa. Okay.
Yeah.
Just within 2022.
Finance minister now.
As finance minister. Or presenting a budget, or share the budget, and almost say budget in intimate you free economic doldrum. No, within 3 weeks. So that was the challenge that the world went into. Yeah, started inflation around 13%. Equoya could do 54% towards the end of the year. And no nama Dr. Bawumia started their friend gold for oil and gold for reserve.
Okay.
And you started gold for reserve in 2022. I can say the essence. Ye benya ahochre ebenya ne se nkrofo $1 na omunya na diema oyesa no. Let me just open this key because ono akra e kan baby, even though it was all reported. Obi ba ne office e be kan say towards the end of the year nkrofo bi multinationals in person mobodi e pese Bank of Ghana e ma omo dollars na omo repatriated. Say no ye omo profit a omo dey be ko omo kru. Nanso yes ye the yensa e kan dollar ne de ma omo a shortage beba Ghana. So what do we do? And omo ba Dr. Bawumia office, ba governor about Addison about Dr. Bawumia office and obeka as natural. It yen the day. And Dr. Bawumia tina holding or say 1 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes obeka say na ye ma omo gold down budget. And oka say on budget. And I'll say, okay.
See, that's where the gold now you never tried
gold for reserve.
Instead of see the raw dollar never come out.
Dollar never come. It's a mom gold down Bejiana. And Okasa I and I know Mokasa so on budget. Somebody quabonti. And Okasa quickly take CDs and go and buy dollars. And buy your friends say gold. Na for Bamamo, no more fanco. And no who say yemfa a yembe gold for oil and gold for reserve. Yeah, gold for oil now. And no so be ye control fuel at that time no not ye took crude over $200 million a month. It will who say ye took gold no na ye assume 200 million na dipa no kwa na e dia koma na yakoji fra won aba. It is a pressure no emba CD no so na yafa long term solution ne say yemfa gold nkoto Bank of Ghana instead of dollars na ye de koto as reserve no ye do gold to ho gold no tembia no ni value ekoso enti yeta ye di gold no eta hwa na value no kosoro a ochena bi no se oman no kwa huye na yaton gold no na agi dollars then yan fa so mo na yasanji dollars e dia be ye economy no na etimi aboan e no na ma start gold for reserve and gold for oil. Now by February 2023, because that time no e ma fuel ekoya ko do 23 cedis per liter. Okay, say December 2022. Fuel free a 6 cedis per liter. Equal 23 cedis per liter at the end of 2023. 2022. It is January, February, I started gold for oil and gold for reserve. And I started back from about 13 cedis. 13, 14 for 2 years. As an from 2023 no about 13 cities in February.
Okay.
About 16, 13.
Indirectly, your argument is at least there was a system to manage it with the gold for
exactly.
oil.
We were able to manage it because here now 14.7, but equal 23 cities per liter no in December 2022. But time I after 2 years no na still na oil fuel no na 14.7 per liter.
Okay.
And which I was say ampa wo hu ekwan a ebetimi afa so a manage CD dollar no till eternity. And until now you start here no you told gold and no na obi e ka say it was shocking. Say even IMF plan e omo wan say na from Kwame Nkrumah to 2022 no na gold a yewo e wa reserve and also ya nton wa ha ya ko ton wa buchiri and they buy gold a yewo 8 tons. But the day ton wa Ghana hankoano yetimi to be 22 tons e kan ho. I call 30.5 tons.
I mean, I think I know there's our policy, and even NDC crack can for say it was a very good policy.
Exactly.
And that's
so
why
so nipa can say if the fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. Exchange rate start expose you no and or pay ni poma sebre. Because exchange rate you manage now for 5 years na
okay.
Eti edu baby yenya external shock no. We can say yenya ne poma sebre prek. Eti by November 2022 no. Enu nti na ma ye kasa anka ye kra na eto aso ba ya anka etimiti eye dollar no so ba no ba from okay say I mean antakan. Because it was only in November 2022 na IMF can say manya 30 tons dia. Mo betimi start aton gold da mo beto. Apompo into the economy. It NDC buy no. The first thing we hear say your gold no omo to gold pa but omo to no wakoton because your reserve or that.
Your reserve.
It enaya me no ka say reserve no I drew only 31.5 tons. It omo the bear 1 point something tons and abeka as reserve. In the reserve the omo the aka ho no. And na dia ya to nyina no dia ya koto free galam say for no ho ni baby ya no ni sports
and buy economy nim directly.
Ya koton na ye the dollar number and no na masa media African say onya 10 billion worth of a year dollars no or the ebe share economy no and then Bank of Ghana say omo pump $1 billion into the economy and your reserve no omo touch you gold na sa media fi to na omo koton na omo the gold na omo the dollar number na omo the aso a year seed no enti ene die ono dwen ho eye in 2022 2023 no and no ma at least some problem I work with the dollar seed no at least and no brass
okay
and nothing now can say if the exchange rate if
when the fundamentals are weak
the exchange rate will expose you started expose you in 2022 then and our pairs are assembly by and then
so he has already dealt with that exposure of the dollar and exchange rate.
Exactly, he dealt with it
very well.
Well, because it's the making. I speak to data and facts. Facts each lesser and part. Dr. Bawumia was able to deal with it.
Very well. Yeah, moving here. A message, no so. I'll let people ask you a question. Say, no, Dr. Bawumia, what is his message? Because the accusation against him is say, or you use goose, wakoda. When we need, buy into the statistics because I think some of the arguments are Brian Echampo, Dr. Brian Echampo camp or make it about me luzuye in most of the constituencies. Number two, the President Kufuor Addo Bano, it was specific say Bawumia candidates because or no being from the north, votes from all the 5 northern regions the beba na ebebwa and yet the results shows something else. Zongo community's results no show something else. Number one, starting from Bawumia message. What is his message now? What solution is he bringing to the table? Why should the delegates choose him? Now for Yambra vote, no so young Zongo community 1. What's the message?
Okay. I think the message geared towards delegates because the kind and yet general. It what is it? Obi say me move ministry akwa me move akwa and we general elections message and your delegate message because we be our Ashanti region ka try say we want we delegate now ka try say me ba lands ministry me dey be Ashanti region and fan ho because on only party no or person young first in the party first and sana do so enya, and that's rational. So the Dr. Bawumia can send the number one message and say in the last elections, you know, and I said on in the boss ever hon adia ba call mu nyina no realize in say obi o ho a wo free ya fa say me kroma sante afijase e na wode eno no abeye your friend say abenya position or akra or afijase ontena hoda anase watena ho na ne nkola dream onye campaign wo hoda onye party adwuma wo hoda nanso essence wo free afijase nti tama ye be fa DC no na odi afijase din abegi DC na okotena onimo bia ho it will be who said not problem be with the party people. And again, we go host and know the Shanti region, the region. Abeji position wakra. It will be position our minister. Onye adwuma on the region that. It region for the background on nimomo on almost in the chakabia, but or the region and abai. So Dr. Bawumia say a quite a bit to solve this problem. They say every constituency obey 10 appointments.
Okay.
So the appointments, you know, over 5,000. Say you know him say president electina or your appointment makuma 5,000. DC, MP, the regional directors, DC minister, deputy ministers, regional directors, CEOs, so I say appointments, you know, every constituency obama mo the nipa makuma kutanaba. Some we executives who, some we patrons who, some we perform.
That was party specific. Said about party for Benyan Faso.
Exactly. So you're trying to say Oko Aswasi constituency. Now I can say mon from top 10 in Brana appointment into the CV bar. Near share awal Aswasi constituency. Awal ne qualification ye awal political science or kuta masters in communication studies. Enti awal the odenoko ebia gifeka obitima ye juma oho. Na watekeno. Obi ohwa ebia we school we business administration odi no ko ADC be na wateke so omanya me no we bia at the district level ye de no ekoye health insurance director be ya na say youth employment director be ya at the district level na watwa ne nyina na waye ne sa so obehwe obi CV na ode eno agina so afanipa na adwuma so ochena bi no say obi e district bi na o complain na ye nim nipa ya omu nyina enim nipa omu apushi no say we na yede no call ya Dr. Bawumia man CEO ewo SIC it is a pejuma ewo SIC ya ono na wo say yetwe yani ekohwe no na obehwe constituency no again region ni nyina no behu say oh asumasi ofiri region ha ofiri Ashanti region e no koji sa post no enti say bia yehia bibia na ya again yehia sika kra dia
contact person wo ho.
Yes, party adwuma on the ground sir. Yenim send the party on betimi the omo 1 month 1 month salary kra dia ba. Ne akabo mu na dia party no in the constituency. So I no best strengthen constituency na ma constituency no aye great. Na yetimi na sa normal na omo kan me call Western North. Me call ye no unse me pesa bebo minister biadi but regional ministers ni mienu eba Western North. Baako anasa miensa baako omunim no omunim se wo free one of the constituencies in the Western North but when you campaign wo hoda onye bibia wo hoda the campaign ni bibia ya disconnect exactly so in the constituency no we lost with less than 100 votes but almost ono na amwa omo because adwuma na nka wo se wo ye no wantimi anye because there is this disconnect between even him and the people so Dr. Bawumia says for him to cure this mischief obebo modern na every constituency se ukona ukoye adwuma na omu recognize o se na mahu se obeye sam membetena akra enye dede wa ha the resources am the become constituency na maboa omu at the constituency na omu di misika na ye adwuma no omu di misika no eye adwuma no wia na omu de eno agina so otia say na omaka say asumasi or discover or san be ye adwuma enti yem pushing for one of the slots no na ya ye enti minim say metima keep myself on that slot there I was say me san akona me koye adwuma again there will also be accountability it's a problem ba na say okona uncha wani mfefia ombe de be ko because Dr. Bawumia say obe appointed obi a friend office of special presidential advisor no a party adwuma nko na obeye as
that's a decentralized but this is for the party decentralization say
exactly
adwuma ne be party for no form
exactly so at the regional level no your nipa ba ko a wote ho a presidential staff ono behwe say akwa na ede no call ye no or ye jumana na watch na nishe say enya na dia koma sa officer na or office of the president na ono advise president na ya revoke an appointment because jumana e ka se koye no asawase wan koye enti onye enti wan hwe ya na ahaye in the next elections ebema omo from hono omo ba mabu na omo timi aye. So the number one campaign that Dr. Bawumia can say the appointments no eye one. Two is that or say enya welfare database. Essence party no be hu se nipa bebre ye adwuma ono no we so eba mutama onenam a wo ye campaign me kai se okọ baby ti se eye Afran Place okọ Afran Place North Constituency okọ ya no busa onu se former chairman wo he eno mo se wo fie stroke akana to fie ena okọ ye okasa mo ye nko fie ena okọ ye no yes okọ ne ho fie wo hwe ne campaign bia na region bia no wo company fo no anaso wo fie okwa obemu se nipa no oyare pa baby a ote ne nyane na keka ho Afran Place ne kra na na awusi aka me because see tama na Dr. Bawumia kodu fie ho na ono ti ne fie animu a na tama na oye constituency chairman oni Dr. Bawumia twa picture about 16 years ago why ni frame e da ne nchen e wo dem it oba ya na appointed picture no kire me post this video
when you stroke on to me nante
exactly on to me obeto abani bi na so on to me nko. So ye hu se ye nya eye welfare eye friends with database na ye be hu se ye party penny for ma sum party na che se say no ebia oyare anase be bia onam no old age ne na keka ho na ye hu se nipa sumesi oyare opeskato ndro nti party no ebetimi akeka na ne nsase kakra na yakoso no na yaboa no se na be ya obi wo kwa no so eye adwuma wo no se me old age no party no ebetimi aboa me. So welfare database no yebenya mpanimfo ni nyina fortunately now obi a wasum party ni nyina no delegate yakoye sa conference no to say no obi a wasum party no as minister as DC as your friends chairman secretary ne ke ko nyina
floor member because you on crofo masum but we floor members
exactly say no na waka say welfare database ne be hu say omo masum party ni nyina what a floor member say na make us we no because say party na capture omo asum nyina no eti no wo ho na yasan ape omo a yenim se omo so obi wo ho a we macho man tambia no omo na eba na omo ye friends enkonya ende ye canopy ukokrom ho a omo de ono na ayesa adwuma na over the years na keka ho sani pa na de na ka ho obi wo ho so a house to house wa yesa eno so na de na ka ho but we ne de database ni about 80% wo hodada because say no part na capture obi bia wa ye adwuma from 92 obo party ni ya capture omo so na ye hu se asumasi de ekwan bia so obi tuma de be 90 years onyare kra na yam kohwe no because the welfare no system no e wo ho a ye adwuma again ye hu se ade ba ko edi nyanya kese pa ne se ye kan se adwuma for the grassroots for no edu ba bi ebi kra kan se omukopa adwuma o so mutua sika ebi kan se even national service kra no omutua ho sika ne na keka ho eno ntina ma
eno delegates
exactly eno ntina ma ono de share 10 appointments no se 10 appointments ni nipa 10 ne de ekwan bia so ombe pe adwuma mamo ena omo so their task ne say they should make sure that at least delegates ma any omo wofase no ne keka ho they should prioritize them first no more adwuma no say na be ya ombetimi
I think say no ko kan you nya backlash from other parties say building Ghana dia and then I will cast a party ma emumye prioritize omo over other candidates
first so eno na o kan say eno no obeye ena de edi ho we no maka ehwo asem your friends office of the presidential advisor no any 10 appointments no ena your friends enyuma ono so ebe create edi amount so these are the cardinal campaign messages onama oka apart from the fact that consistency any normal will say because so I'm seeing say Bawumia is speaking to the delegates direct. He's not doing the general issues and say as your co-elections are made may say he's not tackling those general issues or also focusing on the delegates the party issue specific and sana yes a campaign na yasesa na kakra 2023 okoba bia obi say Facebook live say okoba bia enye Facebook live ohwe delegates na ona o makasa say ehu hia say o say oye interview na oye bibia Jefferson Saki wa colleague ba kwa one no kra ye adwuma da Jefferson Saki eko na one nanam nti na wa interview na ye de your friend say interview
I don't change yes our strategy ni say monye live ni biem expose
yes the entire ma ye live ni say yes adwuma na ye no ye ne delegates na ye delegates 200 and something thousand e was say ye bomodin na na unim say there is also one thing we are communications person there be an nsama ye kan wo ho.
That's true.
Asama obeka no wo aswase no enye the same thing and obeka no dwabuso and answer jomoro. Sometimes when you are entering the constituency who profile enim say constituency way asem way na ye kan ebetimi aboa. For instance ye call abetifi ekohia your friends delegates no ewo ho before Dr. Bawumia beko ho ye call ho ekohia wo ehia wo nyina. Unim said the message I did abetifi enye the same message I did wale.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I said the Beko Takwa. Musa Takwan see a stronghold power to the extent that Kenya Japan call yes, Kenya Japan call her. Necrophobia almost restrict. The bufu ya or can say your friend say, or no to number we are from Honor Beba first. Not who be my promo.
Oh, it's Takwa the Timba Bawumia the man capture Takwa Christiane and the Matakwa.
Na say video na Kenya Japan ye no etro bia. Some muti ha mama ye lose a seat. Na ni refuse say ono so ni seat ye lose. Ose muti ha mama ye lose a seat ye lose da. Mama ye lose a seat ye lose da. Ena muti ha na mu ka se be ma bi o ha. Me me tuma ba wi a from ha na me ba e hu be ma o ha. So message no, that is what we do. Yakwa baby any message even though these are the messages, but ukwa ultimate point to be na wakanasem esan say one na ye adwuma. One thing I should understand about Dr. Bawumia say adwuma in every constituency no why in the last 17 years and why say adwuma no wakwa every constituency no less than 6 times to work with them. Ejuma nansa wo ye no a campaign ejuma nko na one onkoye enuti na ama na no me through article be can say Dr. Bawumia ubo constituency bia di na wotena hodin a obetuma aka kire no ma e wo obetuma aka kire constituency chairman because
I think that one there is a giving comes with the experience now when you know from all these years national
so okay say Kenya Japan ebetena your friends and UTV obetena ho no one of the question abena bisa ne say sa pandai no almost say yen ran be kwakusi say mo betime wini o say ho de won hye da nim e politics
to be fair second on national campaign
exactly so Sandy Pan say or you very popular to the extent that Ghana ha won no be a juba or a grassroots man but we name the dynamics in pandai Zano kind.
Yeah, and he was being honest. I know that he's being honest.
He was being honest. Okay, but you see, if you want to be, for instance, okay, FMA Ube, before Sawubano, you did all the nitty-gritties. And that is what shows leadership. So, and they Ushana Obebodi. Even as he's wilting with age, exactly as he's wilting with age, you need say at least when you need some. Now, so otimi kai essence on any panel that closer relationship. So only the panel closer relationship otimi ejuma easily. Than obia afena obey you when the actual.
Okay, very well. Yanko on the specifics. Dr. Brian Chapo can say. First, I think he said something in the past, which is that more Eastern region, more faka pramba. I think if you do that before I go to Nano Asamo, can you say every area be Dr. Bawumia by or no kai the President Kufuor catch no time or Dr. Bawumia ba say Bawumia ne beti me actually northern votes number, and so 5 regions in Bawumia into Omuluzui. Into first and foremost, I say Dr. Bawumia for Skabiamba Eastern region last elections.
Okay, so Dr. Bawumia supports to the Eastern region. They say every single constituency in the Eastern region will be a pick up back, including Abetifi.
Okay.
On one constituency, Dr.
Every single constituency.
Every constituency in the Eastern region will pick up back.
Okay.
The party do not even have pickups in every constituency. I just say be a constituency chairman beto. Dr. Bawumia who said your problem kakra. Unim said Okra they say even though we are journalists, but only penny for anantia. Ye ko elections bia they yet say obi be donate cars. Na adi ama party ne say enye djuma. And only two things. One is say obi ba o donate cars in the ma party ne say monfa. Ba kun suba na odi ama mo say munyusu.
Mu wi ana waje.
Ye wini election ye wi ana waje na ade. So enunti ama ye party no. Oko constituency bia especially orphan constituencies like Asawasi. Ye ni pick up ho. After every election, in elections, you have 2 pickups. They are campaign, they are BBR.
Like I said, former chairman, Freddie Blair, some more cars better 271. When you toss pickups now,
oh, and no crowd one can say pickups or can say or to a car on the Bay Juma. Okay. Or the Bema STC. So can say or can say cars and Kitwa no Mudia Jumana or Manyaska within the constituency no Mudia. But pickups in a day. In the past, Kenya Japan are presented pickups or present here in the elections we are now watching na wadi.
Oh, sir, moto baby we are no asan pickups.
Exactly. Now omaji sana omuyeno. So anything now up to now, oko constituencies are here often constituencies are. You don't find old pickups to the end because nipa no bebree a omode buy no omoji. To be very honest,
movie no asan gina de.
Usually, but the ebaya ekaye the one on pombio the baya a bull shakers no okay sa India for cabino I know the ebaya no ebekai so but no na any holding after elections no constituency be any how timi use that because say okra no
I think India made o said then
India made be a bull shaker omodi ya omodi buy. So Dr. Bawumia who said let's fix that problem once and for all. Inti on any partners ekabomu eto cast makuma 300 the bread party towards the 2024 elections.
Okay.
Inti out of the 300 no every constituency enya abako. Bako amunya ye no ye den krata ni nyina ekoma omuntu e party dia enunti in the last 1 year ye koye no obi anje kan. Inti a white cars are the koye inti no usually
white pickups on choosing na use ni Dr. Bawumia pickups.
Exactly. No na odeba. So in the eastern region what the Makuma put 34 equal because Eastern almost 34 constituencies. That is one. 2 is that in the Dr. Bawumia they say this elections are your call 2024. So for Eastern region now person will be donate mana or say Fako region. What the call region now will nipa bakwa wo into every region you classify into nipa bakwa
okay.
Inti Brane Champon or no na edge Eastern region.
Inti Brane Champon na coordinator for Eastern region
for finances. Yes, Sikano. Okay. Sikana eba nyina so obi ye donation na or their brain na waye. So also edene de ebeka ho because usually ye fanipa na ye fanipa and some obi kakra na or the aye. So enti ode say Sikana ekoi. But then also krano enye every constituency and a brand at least can amount. On waji to mu say 6 constituencies one first can nkoma omo kojo pomproma ka ho kojo pomproma angis kabia and free eye brand champon ho. But e sika empanimfo bi te say amwakwata ene omo ka ho a ya campaign manager kura budin say omo so edisika ne bi koma eye your friends
amwakwata so for Eastern region.
Yes.
But the temple to me bebu akonta say dia sika onya from donors nie. Ne dia or the kan hu nie.
Yeah, I think so.
The statement now make it last nature said Bawumia fa capre ama. Those were his exact words.
One kind for general elections because in the general elections apart from where I can say one judge Dr. Bawumia direct remittance to every constituency a day to elections. Every constituency including one constituency. So, but now they are not all about say Dr. Bawumia first come by super delegate elections.
Okay.
I call in 2023.
Okay.
And no soprano and no because Yamaubia is but on we top up in the Eastern region.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
a top up.
It is a top up. No, can I say Bawumia?
Exactly, a top up. But the yes say be or yeah. So no correct say Dr. Bawumia and me and fat Skabiam.
Okay.
Because Dr. Bawumia has been strategic because on say in see that say we be donate my flag bearer no say kurum fa come. O dey say fa come because the person
one kind. Obi anka say fako. Yeah, obeje no one kind.
Exactly. Was say fako me di asumasi Ashanti region no be oha waji, northern region no be oha waji. Ojuya na wa chama constituencies. But the day to elections, Gabi fee and omokoye in the eastern region, ekoje every constituency ekoje ne there. But and also free directly from Dr. Bawumia.
Okay. See, yanko the issue that they are saying said Dr. Bawumia force we need this primaries. On to me we need 2028 because President Akufo-Addo ne ban or the ne ba say ono no ye winnable candidate and ko betimi winning the 3 northern regions, all the Zongo areas, and ono so na because oye different from the usual NPP candidate baby aye omufri south no. He was the winning extraordinary win bi odebeba. Meanwhile, this is the election amunya extraordinary. And for that reason, people think more baby okra because we were unprecedented to the extent that we see the world parliament we lose almost all of them. More a quarter of your seats in parliament. How do you respond to that issue?
So first thing, Dr. Bawumia enye Akufo-Addo ne buy say uncontested as president. No be aka say ordinary buy say uncontested as president. Akufo-Addo efan as ne running mate. Ene ne ye adwuma e ma omo ewie omo adwuma. In 2023, Akufo-Addo didn't endorse him. Why endorse Obia was stay a neutral. It is because Akufo-Addo de neighbor no can say obekwa ko Zongo a enye no pre. Ye campaign e can say o the Zongo vote beba. Ye can say or the your friends saying northern vote so ebeba. Meboa. That was your campaign in 2023. It's not
NPP
really
as
about
a party, no more campaign message.
There be make us say yeah camp, even Dr. Bawumia camp. Yes, our campaign. Yes, our campaign. And you do winning. Say no more can say there was a campaign like that. You did a winning. So you see, so ushe data now, any analysis now, and you know correct. Say Dr. Bawumia didn't bring the northern votes, and you know correct. Say he didn't bring the Zongo votes. Because almost 30 can be said Dr. Bawumia entimi amfa Zongo votes minina when we need Zongo bia e Ghana. That was first na Brand Champon Kai said when we need Zongo bia e Ghana except Winnable Zongo.
Yes, okay, except Winnable Zongo. Yep.
So the data no e buy. I can say Dr. Bawumia got more votes in the Zongo this time around than in 2020. And the data is clear.
Okay.
Your data.
So do you have the data available to you?
Yes, I can even share the data with you. Say,
if you want me to project it on the screen, I can.
Yes. I'm trying. Because say, maybe some this question because data no Zongos any Zongo polling stations are winning across the country. On the north, for instance, data na but even in Ashanti region, Pechi number 1 and Pechi number 2 Zongo ye winning. You see 6 unit classroom block, Makaranta school, So to show appreciation in the Manson Kwanta constituency, they voted for us. Even in Bantama, we need a police station, a Zongo police station in Bantama for the first time. Afiakobi, that is your friend saying Alaba area. We want our 3 police stations within that place. And no, Uti Afiakobi electoral area. Why do you say a Honye
Zongo? Okay, by
exactly. So Utia, you say Afiakobi electoral area. Zongo. Polling stations I want to be electoral area dinina. Mienu pena ye asantifo. Biaka nyina
Zongo. Okay.
Yeah, because Alaba ena menshia ni mu ho. Zobia oni Alaba bia no se menshia opposite ni Zongo. So eho ena there. So eno no ewo ho. Again in the north. Osha vote baby Dr. Bawumia free. Maybe I can't say Misa, but maybe I'm taking this opportunity to really explain to you. Dr. Bawumia a free northeast region. So you can say free north for Krana. Young fan is now the free northern region, northern region, and Kabum. Northern Savannah and northeast. Northern Savannah and Northeast, no Ekabumu, one region. But Upper East, Upper West has always been a different region. Omoni a Northern region, any Chakabia.
Okay.
Upper East and Sunni Upper West, Omuni Chakabia. Now, no, Mitrobi said President Mahama or corner of East now or campaigner or Cabro 4.
I didn't see.
Because we want to Casa, no, so until Omodi.
Kasani are different. Okay.
And you're different. They are two different people. The entire my afraid of 5 northern regions. I know we do a friend of 5 northern no job. Because not now doing the same. I didn't know one friend Volta, Greater Accra, Western, and Central.
So South, okay.
4 coastal regions.
They Lampi or move together. They don't like that.
Together. Because you see, we are different people altogether. Even within the Northeast region about Dr. Bawumia free. There are areas I also come from because you'll be an antenna casa. Bunkurugu, omo honey a bimu before. Omo dimambrusi casa. You understand? So, Dr. Bawumia free him with Wale. Wale, a NDC constituency, a NDC seats. PNC probably we need that, but NPP name we need that. Your father, Dr. Bawumia, in 2008, your intimate winning, but you vote no kosoro. 2012 Nigeria has seat. Up to now,
Wale seat.
Okay. Now your NDC seat. And at 208 PNC winning. 2012 na Dr. Bawumia that time na when you experience nina because we was the first and not only experience as a politician. In 2012 for a G seat in Obi Antimin we won the seats and won presidential as well. Ekabumu, a winning, a G seat in Okopemne. That is one. Two is that Northeast region. And also, a NDC, on one Chrome NDC stronghold, the Asanka Rebecca and Northeast today, and Okra Bubu. The only constituency within Northeast, I Timmy winning a Samba, and a little Bukambaga, Aja Lima. So Dr. Bawumia Bayi, what the Wale Abekahum. And I two, and what the Yagaba Kubori Akahum.
Oh, Yagaba Kubori, they say they change. More we need that.
Yes,
and NDC for
yes, Omoji 2016 is okay. So no, sa constituency see a one year man policy for one. I say central region. I send a 3 constituencies. Me what? Sa send a 3 constituencies. North, central, and south.
Is central and nothing north. Yeah.
So I send 4 no because we kind the same language. We able to 4. Also, we call a Northeaster. Baby, omuye the same people, omuka the same language, omuye bushanfono. 3 Yagaba Kubori, na Lerugu Gambaga, and Wale. And then
Bawumia has been able to win, and the win was because of Bawumia factor. Okay. Again,
regional, we need that. In 2008, if I'm crying, we need. In 2012, Yansan winning. Even 2012 now, J is high, but yan winning. But in 2016, you winning slightly, and then regional a stronghold to the extent that in 2024, regional your friend say vote in terms of percentage, or more vote in terms of percentage. A Northeast region.
Okay.
Because regions in baby anywhere you vote in short too, but you vote on short too.
And it's because of Bawumia, the candidature of Bawumia, difference in
because ultimately, in the region by what any region from 2016, 2020, and 2024, so 10 biano wills and not a So, and
how about baby to say Gushegu? Gushegu
northern region. Gushegu a northern region.
But say what I'm winning. Bawumia ban winning our seat, Nana.
Exactly, you're winning, you know. You problem kakra with Dr. Ziblim. You said Dr. Ziblim, Esa Kwa Ebe Haye, and a Kofa Hassan Tampuli.
Ebaye, yes.
Ebaye, and Hassan Tampuli ko GC now, Sam maintaining. Karaga, you winning that. I mean, Antansu Eko Ho, Akojiaba. What I say? So, yes, general apathy na high. But because was one fat new chrome vote and bah, and you know, pre or the new chrome vote in Ebaye. Emma nini na prano appreciation kan ho eye say bia your friends
the back was increase votes no okay
or increase votes Zongo so the same thing. Zongo votes, every polling station Zongo are winning. You see, so catch them say NDC for ever fast Antony. Now what the Asante vote about? Are you expecting him to win Asante region?
Yes, so at least all the Asantini bad. At least say NDC ni kasa omo ko fa Asantini, but say the first time say omo the Betty mold in Alex mold but you can bring. At least one would expect anye you can break vote maybe he will be able to bring it.
So but only me win Asante region for NDC.
I know stronghold that okay in that score there I get it, okay.
So you don't expect Bawumia to win all the 5 northern regions. Abrakrana or more Honokrana Munyana Busian 4. Baby, I'm expecting him to win is his region. The region is so winning by. What do I say? Mami address is 00 now.
Yes, polling stations. There were 3 polling stations that onya 00.
Eburu 3 crowd. But you see, in your friend saying Boku in the Upper East region.
Okay.
Upper East region. Mampusi 4 kakra ewo Boku. Menkasa kakra sorry. Mampusi 4 Boku. But kusasi fonso ekurum no. Now, when you go to that place, esansana ntokwa wo ho no. The see and say baby a mampusi dominant no kusasi fonti bi nko ho. Ukwa ebekun. Baby a ye kusasi for dominant no NPP for ntimi nko ho ukwa ebekun.
Okay.
So ya for polling agent and continue to 0.
Oh wow, not because there was actual voting. Because of conflict,
Yes, yansu ye ho Abagre Palace ewo Natinga. About 6 polling stations. Met me the I said no. And also Mahamanya 0.
Because I also NDC also into me and for Bianco.
Or the president by Ebekono. Mimi Kromono, I am from Boku. What I said. So say friends say Ukas will be 0. Ewo regional any region. And again and to constituency.
So you need to understand the dynamics, no? Any a year war ground, a result in that number.
NDC for you. Okay. So what here NDC for you 00 no? Yeah, internal people na diaba because someone they buy the pink sheet in the buy say Mahama Sunya 0 e Abagre Palace.
Okay.
Papa na ene o court. Baby and the palace one. Only 0. About 6 police stations or Mahama 0 because when phobia now.
Okay.
So that is the 00 now more can But and that was the first time I do as a candidate.
Okay. But address this issue too. Say generally 2024 elections. This is the election I'm performing very terribly. And this election, 2024 elections, in terms of total votes. Voter turnout, total vote count, total seats, total seats lost. When you say this election, and this is the worst performance of NPP. We 92 near the free man.
There be 92 say anko 96
only parliamentary, more presidential.
Yes. So 96. You have 39% of the votes. You have 61 seats.
Yeah, but 96, no, we look at the percentage because 96 you need 275 total seats in parliament. I think
you don't look at the seats. You look at the percentage because at any elections, Osha voter turnout 2020 had a higher turnout than 2024.
Okay.
Nipa bebrebe two about in 2021.
Yes. A lot of people didn't.
Yes, so and no, Yanfanka, and Untinama would the percentage because every elections, Nipa a Puba Bonteno, and a deca, Nipa a Puba Bonteno, Nipa near 100, Nipa 41 with all the challenges I want. Nanka Bawumia was our president. What can't go more to Aberdeen now, only 100. With all the challenges I go in, 41 say Uncle was set by Bawumia president. But your parliament. Assembly Metia which can we your friends saying a brand tampon and a pushes our narrative
agenda no
unu say oko your friends saying a Samuel Oku constituency.
Yeah, I see a hokra lose a cropon, Bawumia lose poto. Debbie I say Bawumia Samia Ukunya more votes, about 2,000 votes, 2 to 3,000 vote difference between Samia Uku and Bawumia as a candidate. Into the fact that MPs no enya more vote than Bawumia ne say Bawumia is not a winnable candidate to bet me a winner MPP.
And that is a lie. And you know correct. As I said, the attorney say, Osha a year say MPs no parliamentary candidates in your vote to be brave chain Bawumia. A year then Bawumia 41 no more 31.5.
Bawumia
in Parliament.
Explain that point because I have the data here. 2024 election results. And I have it. I can pull it from your website.
Yes. So the American say, in every election, it was a parliamentary candidate in your vote to change presidential candidate.
Why so?
Okay. So before I qualify, say, baby, I'm a trouble constituency. So before I qualify, a contest easy, be ma pick a form. It was a max and a half for 5 years. And I say, you be free ha. And I say, woman ha. So say, answer na qualify for a contest you.
Yes.
So and no chere say e wo say minim nipa e wo ho e wo say me wa busuafo wo ho e wo say me hu mo haw e wo mo bibia so ene say ye peki me say me ye MPP candidate wa ha me no mo neti wa ha de bia say presidential candidate ne be ba e bia obeba once and say twice one ba ha bio.
Okay. So the candidates are more familiar with the constituency chain, presidential candidates.
No, they are supposed to be. Omo na also omo vote no ba.
Okay.
Say omo ko na omo vote na obi o ho a oni mi na ko school but we NDC ni. But obeka say awa allegina nko ade ameto ama na mato ama presidential.
Okay.
So there is the highest possibility say Samia Okubenya vote be a term. But the data
but
point
you
to
know
the fact,
statistics so no there are constituencies where in fact under President Kufuor areas where President Kufuor got more votes than candidates. No?
Yes, and what I say, you have a weaker, a stronger party and a weaker candidate at the constituency. For instance, Oko, your friend said Abetifia. In the last 3 elections, on Brian Champon call elections, when you have more votes than Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
And what I say, Akufo-Addo is not popular.
Okay.
When you have more votes than Akufo-Addo because Nikurom no, or classmates, or Crofo or Crofo or Abushanfo or other party, but on Becca say, you are better woman. I mean, more example be Madame Fubi or a businessman or sponsor MPP power of Massey. Or catch them, Mr. Brujajan and fee a contest a year, your friend saying Swamia or better woman. Or a MPP new, or a businessman, was see some Brujajan and fee contest Swamin or 2 man. If you say something or 2 man was on in any dying back, Muda dying back.
Okay.
It will perceive almost a one name said Broja Onya, but what the man I know nya fine where nya, but what better woman now a trauma Akufo-Addo. And that was why he did in 2020. Tama Broja a contestation. Or no Eddie Scamaye, MIA, Juba, Emma Patton. Now so Oko Tuaba no Kutuma Broja. So and no say, on one what tick room home. I want him chrono lungu on him baby or beji vote naba. And no bebwa. In 2020, President Mahama, in 2020, na omu party no, ebeya akono, na suna Ghana form peno. Enunti ema NDC for omu MPs no perform better
than the candidate
himself. Nearly 50% in Parliament.
Okay.
Nanso onunya 47. Anka omu vote nene de no e correspond anka we need 2020 elections. Okay, I said 2009, 2008. Akufo-Addo was more popular than the party. So Akufo-Addo enya 49%, nanka 50,000 penanka or the high president.
Yeah.
Now so now NDC for control parliament because now more stronger party at the constituency level.
Okay.
But now a more weaker candidate. But in this time around, Oko parliament, there were 31.5% parliament from 69. So say obi elusu sunyania. And again, my example back. Baby, I lusu ya ye stronghold to pan. Uko share your vote no in 22. Uko share parliamentary candidate no. Parliamentary candidate bia o lusu ya. You didn't call 2024 or by 2024 20 elections no. Na presidential candidate ni perform better than him.
A year 2020 elections no.
Yes. Eti maybe to say Adansi Asopa. Katie Hammond.
Yeah.
In 2020, Akufo-Addo A18 with 1,000 votes. And I signed a presentee Katie Hammond now in 2024. Bawumia we need that constituency no presidential. ABT Katie Hammond with 2,000 votes. But NDC candidate need BT Katie Hammond with 1,000 votes. It is Katie Hammond.
Okay.
And which was a weaker candidate but stronger party in that constituency.
Okay.
Because stronger party and it translated into vote for your presidential candidate.
Okay. Very well.
And the stronger party is built by the parliamentary candidate. It will no ye weak kakrebia obe some move vote no even presidential esubeti the but microphone. The same thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Sunyani East and West. Sunyani East and West. The same thing. Akufo-Addo ABT Ignatius Bafo with over 9,000 votes in the year your friend saying 2020. 9,000. Now 2024 is Sandy Ignatius Bafo NDC Nino ABT with 9,000 votes. And Bawumia ABT Ignatius with 2,000 votes. But they lose seats in both presidential and parliamentary.
There are areas where Bawumia got more votes than the candidates.
Then the parliamentary candidates.
Until the numbers should not be taken in isolation, but it should be taken in context. And the
and
history
even
of
the 75% now work and no pray because BT no is 75% of parliamentary candidates no. ABT na nka say a stronger parliament. You say more than 31% in parliament. Again, I was say on no vote no kosuru. Say your problem on your problem and go 41%. Your problems are your core in 2024. Obia, unu say middle class no. Omunyina NPP, whether you like it or not. Slums no NDC. Eti middle class no what in crime. Woye adwuma oska ono na SND ska kofie na eduru baabi no aban ahwan ni sika ono so elections time no abusuafo nyina atwa na ofie okọ elections a na okọ musika na omunyina akopia akoto aba o frɛ na na okasa sika me de beto eduru kra na minya aban agim sika nti wankɔ ne krom kra na ankɔma obi sika ankoto aba.
It was domestic debt exchange no that affected middle class for no more ability to come to the polls and poll. And yes,
exactly. People just how we say, maybe I would who control a lot of votes, but we'll be sure not to say who vote back because he can even kill for you. Again, Obi so in livelihood it depends on you. Me tama me buy NPP not me. Nana busuafo nyina no mo NPP for but me na me wo NDC no minya bebre e ma mo bai e da me call NPP no oko Cape Coast mo abusuafi a o say a mo boy no mo twa video nyina sendem say masaba mo party dada you get it because that should tell you say ampa nipa no onye nipa baako middle class na wa akra o control na busuafo nyina e bi kra no on na abusuafi ni wa hawo so all these challenges na yetu abano nipa na 141 essay problems e wonyina anka Bawumia na o say de no ko because he got 41.7%.
Okay. And to my mbusa this critical na me more man for enjoy. Do you think say Bawumia kwa if this primary si Bawumia win can he bring 2028? Do you think it's feasible? That remember whether money can bet me if there's a loss or but 2028 no more target because the election will more target in 2028. Is Bawumia the winnable candidate for 2028? You
don't need any rocket scientist. Who is there any rocket scientist to tell you say Ghana hano obi any who wako elections once I win it that. Oba ombeka say omo testi way. Rollins ono de na obaya or den democracy na buy and obaya or the we. But before eba in 1996 no nya 39% with 61 parliament. Now so by 2020 that time no na NDC for the Atamel Saba. Atamel so na obi answer dan nimu no. It is not that time no na omo marketing because he was not a popular vice president because no obi answer dan nimu. Yeah. So now more marketing. It is that time no na the Ghana for nyina enini Akufo, so they voted for him. And almost atwa so Akufo do buy in 2008. Mills na ankasa or buy in the year 2000. Ghana for rejecting 2004 was some buy no. Obo modern eben ho compared to Kwanya of us lose in a year because we are 43% in the year 2000. But in 2004 Roger Metal no mukra echo parliament echo court. Okay.
Yeah.
Omuko court say omu challenge the results
the results
but omu hwe ye no omu say ya lose parliament dia emu hia say be kwa challenge e na oka say wajai. And yes, omuko court file a petition say anka omu challenge that results because okay mu closer to winning. Yeah. But that time na against sitting president. So in 2008 no before edwuma obebo no Ghana ha ene say uyi kufo initiatives makumako 5 every Ghana ha Ghana be good. You health insurance free ho, you farmers look free ho, you school feeding free ho. Ghana bit me good. Edwuma present kufo bebo ye no. Ghana for the yanye present here Akufo-Addo no a very popular ompenasem nenso party no a wiki on the ground sinti omo etimi eye the omunim eye melts.
Okay, and that was for 2008 elections.
2008, yes. So 20 that time now Akufo-Addo about 2008. In 2012 no Akufo-Addo a winning elections because
2012 election a election petition no.
A petition no. A we 5-4 judges ni be can say winning.
Omo ka say enko rerun in some of the areas.
So eno kire say elections no obey ho say when we no kra obey ho.
Bend the obey ho but omo ka say enko rerun areas.
Exactly because omo gidi say anka President Mahama ya electing validly at that time. Savannah judges ni be kind.
No, but that was still the minority view. The majority view of the judges was that Mahama has won the elections and is validly elected. So a minority view.
About 2016, Akufo-Addo about 2016, that time no, na yenso ye de Bawumia ba as a poster boy. I was starting different kind of elections. Was started different kind of campaign. We walk over campaign from 2000. Was started different kind of Oko no akoye lecture. No akana oma. It will be bia yen debate. Yen did attempt. Yen control because you see in 2008, Fifi Kwete the BBI friend is setting the record straight. Then trunk one. The switch has been team. Okoji Sikabi Eddie Akoto Ring Road, your friend say Barclays Bank.
Oh, bank issue, no, yeah.
Yes, we bear 2 million Ghana cedi. Yes, see, for a real gold. Now, and no, accusations and counter accusations. Dr. Bawumia sanitizing the process. I can say, issues. No, or the issues now about university. They are discussing among some. They are discussing. Or can be about the economy. Oh, what you saying? Now, discussions now. It's a drew baby. Every person in this country enya ni chafa ewo vote ewo your friends say manifesto mu a feel say etro abana ebe. So President Mahama at that time was unpopular compared to Akufo-Addo because in 2012 for winning elections for the first time na osheko jan any tuntum nkwa na koye campaign because na 3 months to elections and na mills ewuye it be bia onam bia na campaign na oye no itina omubo Ghana yanti asempa ne keka ho na omubo nwom no sa dage ne keka ho and odi winning wo begina ne nan so as Mahama na o contested elections in 2016 olusu with the highest margin
I know lose it 2016 no.
Exactly, with the highest margin and see that in the history of this country. It ye cry can say the wire dankasa oba enye yebio. Emma Ibrahim Mahama cry be Troy a grantee interview my daily graphic can say Abusiane say enumbase no do sente on man contest bio. It was captured by daily graphic. But then this folk can say omo hwe omo contest against Akufo-Addo in 2020 no. Se wan fa ono ama obi ani ho obetimi contest against Akufo-Addo. Because Akufo-Addo was the most popular person at that time.
Honestly,
a sitting president.
Yes.
Exactly. Honestly, a sitting president. And you need someone to match him. And then Umkofa Mahama buy. Olusu ye no muhu say the ye no musu ye say going into 2024 elections. MPP the new person beba. Mahama so yahu nanimwa for some time. Enti yakwa if for nothing at all ombeto amai. And that was the reason they presented Mahama. So and no say consistency. Elections in this country, both parties, so we are consistent with the candidates now. Ultimately, winning elections. Now, time of Dr. Bawumia Lusu now. Let's look at the caliber of person that Dr. Bawumia Lusu even 41%. Mahama from 1996, the picture up a poster in 1996, now a parliamentary candidate, 2000 now a parliamentary candidate, 2004 now a parliamentary candidate, 2008. And one the poster number because that's I'm not a running mate. 2012 the poster or 2016 the poster or 2020 the poster or Bawumia the first time of winning elections and the picture about poster so 2023 are winning your primaries.
And you are saying discounted the fact that Bawumia was Nanado running mate that time no. Because he wasn't on the poster as
only
the
poster
candidate
on contested elections are on Wajina who contested elections Akufo-Addo and our one. Oba in 2024 not only obia waba poster no so chain obia in the history of this country. Mahama. So you don't expect him to win against such a person. Also the first elections.
Okay.
And then NDC for a day a new person and neighbor. Fortunately, I'm penning for a dear pass. You elect a flag bearer no any year. You elect now when you ample time no the age. Dr. Bawumia Nanseng minim sa who sa video na JSS bin kwalabi Emma your friend say teacher no who is the vice president of Ghana obi ase Dr. Bawumia enkwala ni nyina because maybe obefa bia no obi anim no he has been marketed and again normal say wo ye started discussion here kan say gold for oil ni gold for reserve no and Ghana nya so mfa so omo ni omo nyina ewa buruchiri a omo baga na ham Nanseng omuba brunya yi ombe kan se normal na nka oko launch 2024 na ekoye problem a egrofo kan se sa e-gate no a expose no na keka ho with Ghana card no
enko kra busa ne
exactly ene ya no omo ba no brunya ya no me hu video bi a ene na ma omo si de oye we was say mama bi kra de o say she was stand as ojina buruchiri because odin Ghana card ba ya na hwim okọ delay bibia ni hobium so normal we no or footprints wo ho again ohwe omo an omo contest na in terms of governance say amamu obie ni ho in Ghana not necessarily MPP nko Ghana ha obie ni ho in terms of amamu a wadru ba bia Dr. Bawumia dru no
among the candidates no mo ne Bawumia contest no
they are all MPP, they are all NDC, all Banyina, Obi and who experience Bawumia in terms of the presidency.
Okay.
Why
minus Mahama.
The Mahama Onkobium. See the Omodi Omobano. Time a year 2024, no, not Ghana Hangina, no be any experience chain Mahama. Even a Akufo-Addo crowd be a president. Because now on no name about poster chain Mahama. I'm not chain Akufo-Addo.
Okay.
Etienne. Say ye can be any nim ewo baby and a ye can amamu asema. Omo I ono mo contest no. Bako omo nyina no mienu aye cabinet ministers da. Cabinet ministers na omo ye no. Omo anya ambro 4 years. Omo nyina no within 4 years no be cabinet ministers. Brane Champon, Krano, on crowd or a cabinet minister for 2 years. Meboa. But a friend said, a cabinet minister for 4 years. Cabinet Japan, a press secretary to a before that was the highest star or core in terms of governance. And again, a Japan crowd on Onye Bibiada, Uye, your friends, a parliamentary, or Koye,
any board chairman, I think is not,
board chairman, and your Ghana Gas. And an area your friends saying a shippers and one on Shada and running even DC district office Prada in the so ka amamua or ben presidency or who the trium or chenabino se biba obetimi a correct some mistakes no or no mistakes are on the boss ye na ye did say a mistakes no ninano or no ne betimi a correcting ya boye what ben amamuno what ya in the NDC today, Omo Amu Benyina, Haruna Idrisu, ma meno minim se obetimi aba your friend Professor Jane. Ono na anka ebia obebe hu kakra because ebia yon fan say why vice president for 2 years. Why cabinet minister da. Oh, but where they why vice president for 8 years. It's ye can and come in
present day potential candidates in both sides. Bawumia is the most experienced person.
He is the most experienced in terms of governance, all hands-on experience. All normal so obey me actually say me buy as vice president. The demand no again. Okay, say Professor Vladimir Nchidanso, I can say Bawumia is the most technocratic vice president Ghana has ever had. Oye vice president, on no there obey vice president.
In terms of visibility, the Bawumia is the most visible vice president.
And even in terms of Odin who Shamamum, okay, as a first vice president or co-cabinet kwa Kobono. Yes, Aka Rollins Kobono. Again, at Amels now be a nimno until obey your friends say flag bearer.
Mills there Swedro declaration. That was when everybody saw that.
Again, Mahama Nana a bit popular, you remember? Because that time now no Kotena GTV, Mukrana mu interview no na keka ho nti now a bit popular, especially a Juma oni Nana Oyeli Taye and Akufo. Gambia for na ekoshutu Ghanaians spare 24 ekoshutu or more Gambia no. Unu say that time now in terms of foreign affairs, it's now a very popular, to be very honest. So onona as a oba mu ka vice president no. In some way Tifan ho ye tamana you see onkoto your friends hanga Brazil then kika ho some na eti. But some pass a bit me point to say, oh, where vice president, these are the things away. Alaja Aliu Muhammad, the obek timia kaina and say na campaign for indiscipline.
Yeah.
Okay, said na
yeah.
Exactly. Na you see, Ubi
I think I know your brafo na yes anyum no. Campaign
exactly. Ubi a washisha no who to say your friends make advert no washisha
for now Ubi Johnson
now Ubi a Johnson now they are about one bodam hana o Johnson. You see, these are the things I obekai because you see Ghana hano you know your constitution no a vice president in any role to play. The role lines or black president.
Yeah, but wow, you see the thing that people use against Bawumia say, although constitution in shada mass specific role say vice president A and B, no more say Ekufuado campaign and don't take it say a year first in the constitution. Or more patches say time a president Ekufuado de Bawumia ban and conforce you munim Bawumia no. President Ekufuado justified Bawumia's inclusion by saying, where the economists, where they were being, me a lawyer. I'm limited in how to manage the economy, but where they were being, and I'm bringing Bawumia to manage the economy. I'm bringing him to lead friends said this great transformation. And the Bawumia opponents say, "Oh who say transformation?" No. Number two, I'm saying who say economy management? No, and therefore, the experience or no experience, more on some maybe people are tired of him. That's why people. One of the things they say against him.
You see, that is why me can say. Eda ponchirani bi unu ene bi hu ne tenten me no wo kasa no me catch yourself for 6 years for 5 years now our economy was growing at 7%. 8 years old. Just 2 years our economy nya decline. You see on your economist bill
Okay.
Yes, the economy not to tap on some. We had sustained growth, and I mean, say, Yaba in 2017. 1 year na ye dear Kenoforata ye no a bruce chain dear at 2 force in ayene. The only difference in say at 2 force in the no or mu ye PR. Yeah, dear no, ya PR.
Okay.
That's the difference. Because you see, Kenoforata be two a economy of 3.5% GDP growth. Or they call 9% at the end of 2017. We first at forcing ebe to 5.7% growth. And then what they call 4.1 decline.
I said ondu baby as early days yet.
There be ye buy in 2017 no your first year record no ono so first year record no ye de no buru no so ye buy in 2017 first year no ye tria free senior high school.
Okay.
Etua arrears of teachers na mahama fa omo a na otua omo ka 3 months omo ye adwuma 3 years na otua ka 1 month so okay de bia na omo studio na omo no mo kasa no ye tua Kenoforata tua sika no in 2017 ma omo. In 2017 for teachers in nurses makuma ko be 35,000 and then in the last 1 year to force in amfa nurse ni teacher ni ba kokora de ye fa omo kora omo beto omo no omo ye adwuma for 1 year otua omo ka 1 month.
Okay.
So the omuye good in a PR. Enti omuye no ma hwe nansan ya the ato force in the ba ya debate. Say what here IPP is 1.4 billion dollars. Meanwhile in 2024 I mean anta etua 1.4 billion dollars na. Emma ono a capture no in ono ani 2025 budget say last year yetimi etua 1.4 billion dollars. But because omo no engage in PR no more, but the only thing they say, I'm telling you, say, I deal with you wait at first year. Position or gather how proud facts. Any your friends say figures and a debate because this government is engaged in PR. Yeah, the facts and figures are not ever exposed. So Dr. Bawumia really showed his prowess in the management of the economy. And until I'm council about formalizing the economy. And then okoka say umano interjects makuma ko 10 obeji Ghana card nkrofo didi na tem no ene Ghana idea na ubetimi dia ya without Ghana card but interchange out amale na na odebe ufuru so ayi no na si wasi but ene ukọ bank of Ghana ha unkuta Ghana card ayi yi ene omo a President Mahama Krasi omo friends omo academic facility user fee no ye the Ghana card na apply. Because say insurance you see unni Ghana card untimi nya insurance ene sir your friends so
you are still insisting say Bawumia will stand by that statement?
Yes, you stand by that statement, but he's an economist and he did well. Again, say the last 1 year no and as the last 2 years of administration every judge say enye hwea then we bonia because your sterling performance of 7 years 6 years no and it is there for everyone to see. Your hospitals yes see maku over 50 ene ni nyina ye adwuma abayi baye omo kan se omo besi cheap compound maku 600 omo ntime nsi ba akokora na nsan omo se within 1 year na nsan Felix Kwachofo si ebisa ne se mu kan se omo besi maku 600 in 2025 for hen wantime nya no because omo nsi ba akokora.
Well, it's early days yet. They just came. It's just 1 year. But I'm saying, Mami Busa, this one, I'm a man for John. But say 2020, no, not 2028. Say Moko Primaries way. Now say they can't naka so bema mu show down. And this tension and what this primaries. Ubeja to say, I mean this election, this primaries. So I say tension won't pa. Someone winning, na second winning, and I'm momo winning, na second and winning. Are you people ready to work together? Because they say MPP, I said MPP is in crisis. Why are willing to work together and at least build a proper opposition party? You be say more strong instead of this bickering and there. Are you willing to work together, both sides?
after Dr. Bawumia winning 31st now, in 2026, Juma obey nyina a reconciliation. Okay. Not even at the national level, even at the district level, constituency nyina, there be a problem will be a better way. And April was started. There be a problem will be ano, a come more boom, or more blake one off.
Okay, wakoye more.
Nana Queer Free and a Sheila Battles. The C pa in 2023 or more primaries and on a yasam ketwa. To the extent that accusations be brave by young for a kuyen and a kikamu. But all constituency no. One more ekasa behind the scenes all constituency no. A lead house to house and sana over constituency who are omunina a bit jina.
Me who are more on the platform,
exactly. I can say omo asumuku the peace pipe. Omo boa Bawumia na wawini send a bear because a choir of far so a can omu boom. And no trust or ye leader obetimi aka party na boom. Obi bia obelus who said winning in 2023. What drive for Kennedy fee. Echo also oko mu nyina fee anajo. And omu kotnas 2023 will lose or winning we na 3 days after oko obi fee anajo. And then kotnas I can say for supporters brana yanka hu boom. Then a be ya betimi. On say dum so aba.
Dum so aba.
Yes, o dum mechanic.
Na say o fire be bredu do tie ne. Ye bedu mo kania o fire sa na dey say o say edu mo kania.
I had a best because this is about kania.
But at least we've done most of the work into. But my main kind message is in before.
Me you know your friend say I just say bia me connect me phone so because my tablet and
also okay, no, never mind. Eko na wa connected to phone na
to the
if
phone,
you can answer and go for messages no mo dey bani bia we say I live in okay, hospitals in Bacho, be clear about it. I say I live in Italy and my insurance covers the whole of Europe. Look at what Bawumia is doing. It's equivalent to the European system. Whether we like it or not, Canada, Japan is not going to help us. Or not, so the message or they are banono. Kwame Sapon say Ghana Kosi. I'm at work now at the Ministry of Finance. Someone will take over from me at 2 to 24. Meanwhile, more comment section. Even more we say even if Bawumia, if you bring Bawumia another 4 years in opposition and number power until they say there. Kacha wa say 4 years nya de ombenya na na afo akwa ena e message we buy no confidence say yes if you try your possible best to tell that guy say no Canada Japan no vote wa don't know ye campaign amani candidate o na na kwesi say Kwame Sapon wo de ho yes kra Michael Otu say how you do adwuma na wo ye no Michael Otu link no wo if you want to join and also no ye die hard Bawumia supporter pa Monday nso one ken for no ebe coin gidi granya asem ketwa Franklin Franklin that's your name I mean say Franklin that or see if you are contest the national communication what because why adwuma pa nwumre ni se ne ono a otumi yi nsema no no church nsem mu no Japan who they say my brother is talking the fact my dear. You live in America and you know how the system works. I mean, this is real. I live in Europe and for the past 34 years, no, what my brother is saying about Bawumia system, no, person introduce, no, is the best. I bet me a boy into no, Jiri say Bawumia has the leadership skills, sir. Same people before the man, I bet me a boy more mine him. Okwat, Bakupe, say I can now see the profit of my business. Okay, I don't know what you mean by you can now see by the profit of your business. So, officials say, why is he not campaigning for economic issues? Mumbusa no say, Aden Bawumia campaigning on economic issues. Okay. Sakodi say Ghana card no does not pay school fees. Ghana card does not bring food on the table. We need jobs. Well, AJ Sakodi abroche Ghana abroche card into your school fees. Sometimes you people make very grandiose and irrelevant arguments. Abroche card into your school fees. I mean, abroche say abroche card into your school fees. Abroche card you find food. What you say? Abroche card emma eduma. So please, yeah issues now. You focusing on specifics. And yes, I make a sama Bawumia, but the reality is Europe or America baby and wabroche card. You have to go and literally work for the job. Obi enu one more bemo adwuma sa Ghana ye pesa dodo bibia na pesa to go. What you say? At least health insurance president Kufuor de buy abo kwakodu baby president mama ba o expanding no. Mamu nyese bibia ba na pesa just for political sake ntino. Richard dan so say if these MPP people are so arrogant, that is why Ghanaians rejected them. And you may take on 42 years and son of Maba. Catch our wow, don't forget it. Nana Piasi look at our Dr. Bawumia did what? Records thing now, or yes, Ghana for the him said Dr. Bawumia, one year economy be a hoot to catch our wow, so Uncle Dakra. A year friend saying, Steve, or see if you are Bawumia some more can there a ye can you walk in your yenti, still I am pet a Dr. Bawumia be a. Richard and okay, or say, Vimled, you don't allow him to spew rubbish, but Obia yen a campaign. Canada Japan call for Bamma cancer rubbish. Into Bawumianka, uncle for let them speak. Opa, take your decision. This sometimes we should learn to be tolerant. So opponent to Krana Kasana, be tolerant. Clifford Chain or say Mahama was right when he said Ghanaians have short memory. And yes, short memory, and Kanyama way in your costume, and Kenya de Ghana for Bayer de Omuye. Let me play you this word. I want to speak to it. I thought he's spoken partly to it.
Damfua, Amufri Northern Region, Savannah, Upper West, Upper East. Naya Tuaba was Savannah Region, 7 constituencies. Na your presidential candidate Elusu Honi Nara in the 7 constituencies.
Okay, well, I think this issue I will address say nyano krese Bawumia luzu all the constituencies. Bawumia luzu.
Yes, in the Savannah region, Savannah region enye ye regional.
Okay. Savannah is the mama region, me boy.
Nikrum, yes. So you expect we first Dr. Bawumia to win the entire region, but we want Damango.
We need Damango.
Is there one Abuja na poye MP?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Damango. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Inti I know so we address
it. And interesting that Damango no. Mahama ni kruma ankasa no.
Ani Damango.
Yes, who reading the book now?
Okay.
My first coup d'etat. Okanya o say tamana eye uswaketwa no ye de no e free na o bole with ne maame because ne maame no o free Damango.
Okay.
Na exactly but oko ware sa yi Mahama ono free bole and o de no call.
Oh, okay.
Na o free ho at the age of 5 and de no call eye Achimota school.
Okay.
Obaye na osan baye no omunko holidays omunko boli biom because na ne maame afri boli abetna Damango ho.
Okay.
So ntina omuko ho enti ono no boli no wantna ho uyi MP na okoye na ehonko na okoye so Damango no na ono kra no eye ne kuroma ankasa watna even though ni papa free eye boli a but wontina ho da but baby a watna Damango.
Okay, I see. Mini any nyanso nam kwan ba ko na fufu so solar road na ne ko
so but you see Bawumia oko the entire region na almost 7 constituency be any how okwa obetimi cast language bia apart from Brofo.
Bawumia to me language bia o
omuni ni nye busia omun free baby a omun bom ti say yamfa ne say
Savannah ne nye Bawumia region kra omun ne nkakata ba ko
voter region voter for any eastern say omun bom.
Yeah.
But
in fact, Japan can. I think Japan can vote home, but it's embedded in Eastern region.
So they make an say oko say brother champion eco voter region. So for Eastern. Oko voter anka onko kan your friends voter region kasa ne.
Okay.
So oko ho anya brofo na oka ho.
Matewase.
You understand because you see omubo share keke. Northeast any your friends Savannah region was share baby around Daboya Mankaribu or more share bi wo It is a okwanhye no so dia okamampusi kasa na nimprofo kakra o hondo mbete. But we know I just say bia okosalaga na okoka hausa o because okosalaga o muti hausa. But we no free ho a enye no krom. Eti no ni krom ni of east. Be o free no. Eti membebo eye brand champions bo se adentina ya win voter region essence o mo ni o mbo hye.
Nti obi be kan dey judging with the region not outside the region. Okay,
ni krom ni na busuafo eti wo no me judge brand champion me judge no with the eastern region. Because ni krom no ono kra de eastern no oni Ashanti boom enti ono no ebeka say bia ni nua no Ashanti ni no eboa but oni voter so boom but voter no onte ne kasa ono so nte de so say ne say yetu abawie na yelusu voter na yaka say Brian free Ashanti region if eastern region any voter kra wo share one winia. Okay. You are not making an academic analysis. Okay. Unless I will no brand won't ase. No for hono. Nyame ena ehihye ese omunyina no ebetena hona omabum with a share. But omunya busuafo o kan Ghana history a omo a omuye busuafo with Dr. Bawumia da gomba fo. Omo ye da moli da bani. Omo nana eye ba akope na agbewa ono na ba ya Mosi for omo Burkina Faso no na ono na ye omunua ba pani.
Okay.
It ono kware okọ nachi ekware ewo eye Burkina. Eti okowo sa mosi for na nti na ma wo se mosi ni ne dagomba ni edi agro edi omo hata na yefi because they are cousins. So Dr. Bawumia abusua no mampusi for no. Omo so ena ono na ye pani. Apart from Obano, it won't a penny. Okay. And obey a yabura. And now, on ye penny, no, ye boys are no almost so. It is the woman who said the band away be a dream so he moved southwards and Yendi and created the Gomba kingdom.
Okay.
And a kit once our home, and so called northeast area, how echo created the Nanumba kingdom.
Until that woman na number mu nyina we relate any mosi for no
na gomba na number mosi ene eye mampusi eye moli da ban.
Okay.
Eti wuti omo kasa mampusi ni ekasa da gomba ni ite da gomba so kasa mampusi ni ite ai ti safantene asante sana omo kasa ni.
Okay, very well, very interesting. This is a special that you all from there you would know and understand that. I appreciate that. First, Kojo, or see a delegate will never disappoint Bawumia on 31st. And okay, I'm for Breachum person can also person me the link not or you can just use the link and comment Bawumia camp over there. Breachum, I mean to good evening, Akwaba.
Good evening, Stevia. Good evening.
Good evening.
Stevia, I'm Awa, and I'm putting on my right. And Awa, in your party back home, but with all humility, obi antimi ntumfu tro obi ani. Awa say Dr. Bawumia eya ade kra che President Kufo in 1996 on the basis that Kufo enya 39% and Dr. Bawumia enya 41.7%. Tefia busawa ma me say what are the nominal figures? President Kufo lusu 1.7 million votes difference ana. We should not come and just deceive ourselves with percentages. Difference in nominal numbers, saying.
Okay, but only the population also different. So population is different.
In the hour also in 1996, population lesser than this one. In Tisiakasa will be a lusu 1.7 million votes. President Kufo 1996 will lose 1.6 million votes. Secondly, Kusas ne Mampusi conflict no cause problem in terms of tribalism. No say there be tribalism on Tuaba. But now I confirm say ampa zero na yenya on yentua fa inipa bi anko wonti yenya zero no. Question say awa say.
No one can say tribalism or say
conflict no. Ni relate two tribes na ekon so we cannot deceive ourselves.
Conflict situation, as one can tribalism.
The issue is that 2028 you bet me the some Korea baso boko MIA any the same situation with the situation change.
It to be the same situation, yeah.
That's my problem. You lose you mitiase Boko enclave yenya normally you lose all the 6 constituencies. But you have numbers confirm more this time around, even though we lost. But numbers na yenya confirm more.
Boko specific now.
Boko enclave no.
Yes, I wanted the one and Tokano one. It definitely and Tokano will affect turnout.
Good, and you lose more. I feel so. Or say, or
change the dynamics because I want a special case because of Tokano.
Good, and I'm just Tokano in try. And the name say 20. And I want to say, okay, north no, or dynamics. So we are not the region patch or the Bawumia Kano. I saw the northern vote never. I saw the north or Paco, I saw the northeast votes never. Maybe Pacho, the Bawumia can't say the northeast votes ever been NPP before. Okay, some of the northern region votes, any Zongo votes never. And then I lose away now. Why be you country say, I, your northeast, your Savannah getting that the Bawumia country say, or the northeast votes never, or the northern votes never. But in respect to Zongo communities, why go to polling stations, Dr. Brian Champon, maybe a team Ken. Dr. Brian Champon, HH, one can say, Dr. Bawumia, we need polling station, Zongo, or say, Dr. Bawumia lose Zongo communities. Let's get the distinction.
Yeah,
right.
But also what Chim said that's not true. He's giving us.
It's true. Maybe it's true.
No, it's true. Figures way because he gave us figures to support.
But you know, because the figures you mentioned.
All the figures by are you serious? Are you kidding? Oh, what the figures about the program? So you are disputing who figure supported say Omo we need a support with evidence, member, because the guests don't just come in.
No.
Because we are team Canada, until we all know you have preconceived the in our day.
Preconceived as them. Our ebo say Nima Zongo, Bawumia enya 300 and I will be obo ninya kire. Well, no choose for people choose.
Now say na Monday for also Ben Papa, he also picked and choose. Na me catch Obo Madina, Obo Ashama, Obo Aswanson. I'm saying these are NDC constituencies.
I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to explain what Dr. Brian Champon said. Our aim is representing, and I'm here. Dr. Brian Champon say, "She can say Zongo community all refer to single individual polling stations or making it clear." But what I mentioned single, for instance, you can say be a TR media polling station. The first say TR media now, what can say Zongo no TR media school more Zongo for network. In the control about what I said, Dr. Boreso, you need TR media polling station. That is not reflective. Say,
so I can know because I can't remember.
I don't understand you. Until
no, you understand.
Okay, they are tobo no here no.
Let me tell you,
tobo no here no.
Oh yeah,
okay. So in the first place, and say elections are we have never categorized a place called the Zongo community. We don't have anything like that. But we have Zongo police stations.
Not on electoral commission for roster no. On
exactly. The election also NDC for omodi and friend branch and we a polling station. Yeah, they only say your polling station, your electoral area, and your friend saying constituency. So once I make us ano, Bekachro say if you could be electoral area. Uti dina obeka say if you could be ebeye asantifon kwa na tiho meboa.
Okay.
But alaba no. And we won. We won that community. Say okay say polling station electoral area na yamfa say a community. We won that community there. But enye say because in 2016, in 2017, me ka ye tabulate ye vote enya Zongo nyina. And we did it with individual polling stations. What I said. So BB anyway friend Zongo community. And not na my can say oh BB so person o chirem about Zongo community on famra. Na ye hu again you see there is one misconception somebody here. Okobe bi to Madina. Madina have over 120 polling stations. So okay, time Madina is Zongo constituency, then you don't even know what Zongo constituency is. Because Madina have 128 polling stations. I just forget. But polling stations are here Zongo Kuano. I just 32 polling stations. Madina is Zongo police station. And Zongo dominated polling station.
It is not. It is not.
Wow,
It is not.
okay.
But you see, because of a way na wohono, your friend say, Sorogo, and I MP over time.
Yeah, for
It
many years.
Utu Zongo ni and I MP. Why Jane say a ho a Zongo constituency, any Zongo constituency. A hono, or more account for any a West. Omo dominated that constituency, Zongo for no crowd. Because even Woko Zongo Hokra and Sanity, again, Uba baby to Sasawasia. Yes, Asawasi constituency. There were polling stations that were within the Asawasi community, no, not the constituency. The community now a friend Asawasi. Asantifone oho. It is any okay and no correct. Ubeti say be a male inje but a omwa. But ye as a political party, no, as MPP, no, there were polling stations that name say aha a zongo into community be anyhow. And we don't do it with community because we Nima, for instance. Your police stations via always one corner or but unkasa Nima. Obia shall because Nima the entire friends Zongo constituency and yet entirely Zongo because over baby to say Kanda Hoana. Our candidate bako meaning Okay. So already issue back. I mean, we say already issues by me and sir. And we make us all. I want the
money we know so that I can paraphrase all of them. Why?
All of them. After so, our Cassandra was say, and constituency bo wa, but Bawumia BT a parliamentary candidate. No, make me put to our said there are a lot of you sum up the 275. Most of the parliamentary candidates, no. On perform better than Bawumia. For instance, no, who constituency. Dr. Benjamin Mokache say, Samuel who beat Bawumia by 2,000 votes. See if you are to Abana presidential ballot in there first. I said, go to Parliamentary, meboa. And this will be some presidential. No control Parliamentary. No, I didn't say catch it.
A choice.
And you go into your career numbers, your career. Me and mayor observation that I say, go for no more constituency, you know, or more pay a piece, you know, or more presidential candidates, you know. I can make that deduction.
You can't because you see sometimes ourselves say be in a rejected ballot. You have to consider that. Because there are lots of people who vote and make mistakes. Now called rejected ballot. So to simplify it and say pen will be a mistake. Because maybe they voted
2,000 votes.
Yes. And you will be surprised. Rejected ballot is the second biggest number in our elections.
I know.
Yes. I know. You know, it's not don't oversimplify it. Me, my cover elections from 2000. I'm telling you. It's not, you can't simply say that pewe. There are lots of things that go into it.
Politics is a game of numbers.
It is not simple like that, Richum. To say at least yes, over and don't make it look like me say rejected ballot. If you look at your collective results even kind of a lot of votes go to rejected ballot because of errors. Because Ghana had this year problematic. What I say, people voted, but these are spoiled ballots that ended up in rejected ballot. So oversimplifying it to say straight away, say, among pet candidates will be. You have to understand the dynamics in party.
I'm talking about votes that were counted votes. I mean, rejected votes.
Agree to Mobisu Kasma in Kofu you want in town, I saw her, Momusu Casanya, a bed, Unkwana, Mamma, a time. Okay, one in town, mommy. Okay, one in town. You know, I am one in town. The end class article. Into why we will point. You know, we will point.
Is that very good? After so, I work as 1992, and then to 2016. Kennedy motor cars be by no motor we are no my babajiko. But 2016, then a camp bina can I am re. Now 2024, the Bawumia talk cars no 300 cars by. So from 1992 to 2024 now to bring talk out by no. All along when you Kennedy and then go for another talk as a party other party members. Question we say party Kennedy in one appointment or MPP. Other than the opposition will be according to Zika them no other.
No, and you can't question a boa party, no. Do you know that?
Me go for but normally no. You can more or prominent.
He is talking more. The fact that he's talking more it doesn't mean no one more. There are people. Yes. Are you serious? Opa.
Am I serious saying?
Hey, there are people who give more money to MPP than Ken. Oh, brah, don't do that. Don't expose yourself. Don't expose yourself.
Dr. Brian, who defend people?
No. Don't do that. Don't disrespect me. My specialty is in no. Don't disrespect me. My specialty is in me cover politics and say about Bawumia ba. Enya Bawumia na be chairman dem. I'm telling you, you are guiding me. If you are clearly misrepresenting, I have to correct you.
I'm not.
Me say there are people who have donated money more than he can.
Where are they? Mention their names. Who are they?
Oh,
where are they?
Men didn't call
no,
don't expose yourself and
don't expose you.
Don't. With all due respect, men didn't call
Sevia, you are just gagging.
Gagging. Me say there are business people who don't want to be known. In fact, former Eastern Range Akwetia MP Wawupo. No, Eastern Regional Chairman Obey Akwetia MP. This man sold 2 of his houses. Number 2, Hackman. Tony dying the my MPP for office now electoral commission opposite. Hackman dying. There are people who have donated Tobo. We are kola member ye near Mabisa. I'm not saying this to favor Bawumia, but I'm saying I'm telling you a fact to say this is what I know in my coverage of elections from 2000. People donate, but Tobo me say. These are business people. Even here, Syria for a Lebanese for more any non-business. In fact, La Bianca, Mamia and Homba Assem La Bianca. She's one of the major financiers. Ken Yahweh, Nifi and 3 houses. And you La Bianca Dabeno Mu, and Obia who say La Bianca for a financier. She didn't Obian Peso Obia because normally no more donate NDC, no more donate MPP. So, Jomon Peso Obia Massa. Don't make mistake because business people just for money they don't like to talk because almost through business interest. But there are people who donate more than Ken because Ken they are a political person. But there are business people who are purely business, but they donate to no more donate to it. They want to keep it under wraps. What's that? Be very careful. Men bana the so attacking but this is not the first time you are doing this, but Mr. Be very careful when you are we'll make a sweeping statement why? Because the experience I have from 2000 I cover elections. I know people have donated they shouldn't be reported. They are because in Ghana business they will collapse it until they even can see a business or you're careful because one here they can come after you. So don't sweepingly say, I don't know. No, business people don't like to do that. Even in America, they full disclosure, but Ghana is a
sure. Sure, because Dr. Barry Champon, Nansen Okoka said, Omanko for or support to MPC, baby, so more that, or more it may catch of more bibia, I told you will be what you say, because when you're
or a politician, he can get away when you'll be a politician, be to make us a change no Barbican. Why? Into their turbo, Mamma one in town, one in town, but good evening.
Savia,
I serious, frankly, I see you guys should respect the host because seriously, administration, institutional memory. I've covered elections from 2000. Charlie, I'm telling you, there are people in 2008, 2009, so our elections now, Atamils winning Zoom Lion. He supported all the NDC MPs, but undercover. Why? Because no, so say, Sabai Sasan, one Hana Zoom Lion, Juman Egu. It will be a bind society. No, Zoom Lion continued. Sanyama, we know who actually you don't know. But no, we have this. And you be behind the way you to me back on air. It will be sweeping, and I don't know, make a challenge. Sadly, reasonably. For their first small, you cry if you're not at all to me say, and you be beer will be a bay and will be a ebecan. What because they all have business interests that they want to protect. okasa bebre ochina na afa wadwuma egu. In fact, even yen media houses your bosses bebre to me sponsor parties and say ye the way boamo because mo ka ho na multi party democracy no ekọ nanim or the maha no the amaha, but they will not come out and disclose. Airtime we give airtime to NDC and give airtime to NPP. A part of yes support for democracy no. But obi ambeka say we anje omusko and now ya shada yes say sikai electoral commission ya advertisement electoral commission jiska is part of yes to build democracy. Inti nya bibia na beka say ambeka why? I am to about some of the sweeping statement that we make. Some experience nya stupid sir. People have experience for a reason. Why? Yan to about one in time patronity.
Sister Fia, thank you. But say you make people understand say you are on top of the issues and you're on top of the work.
Yeah, because people Hackman sold his house.
I say some people sometimes want to belittle if you are host, you know, if you are intelligent. They don't know because the experiences and even your credential, they don't know. It's part of the hazard of the work. Me belittle because I know your crowd when it comes to your work. I appreciate it. But it's about time some of you back you call into your program. No? Yes, you appreciate your intellectual dexterity.
Oh, and you mean Paul said breach no be any so Team Ken. It shouldn't be seen as if say who antagonize a guest, you know, because Monday Team Ken for by we also didn't allow other people to attack them. Michael by I mean Michael Chelsea so see so obia marketing a candidate, so sometimes let's just be respectful to each other, and then you fair. And yeah, I mean person back and forth, but everyone ma clearly won't say where there cross the line, no hey.
Sister, if you are share there now, okay. Okay, BB say 10 nominal for nominal figures 1996. Let us and I have to do a little research. 1996 about why total population of Ghana at the time, total population 17.8 million. So in terms of Abatuana Yatoyan, now registered voter, now 9,279,000. Our Ghana, and only the toy. Turnout was 78% or 78.31%, and that is 1996 about to a toy. So, open nominal figures here. This is the actual nominal figures. Okay. Yambra 2024. The total population of Ghana at the time estimated to be around 34 million. It's yearly population growth between 1996 to 2024. You are looking at almost doubled, almost like 100%. At the same time, according to CODIU, the turnout of 2024 elections is 63.9. And BBPN you are Ubeka say whether nominal figure and match it, BBPN match it. And the dynamics of 1996 elections is different. All the kind of crowd, not me expect to say, but make argument on the basis say. On the basis say 1996, na NPP crowd contested and my government muda. And Kebia on my that emphasis in the crowd, maybe that would have been because that would have sufficed. So near my by muda, but where there we have two governments on at the back of us. In the area, Nanka, you bet me you and no to our advantage. But unfortunately, and what's that? It is a million become nominal figures here, whichever nominal figure be or befano. I think say over exuberance and over simplicity of the issues. But also in terms of Dr. Bawumia, everyone knows he has done everything that he needs to do. I don't know, Sister Fia, I don't know, sir. Who was one answer Bia? Says I don't know whether I have to continue or say. It looks as if said the line not dropping.
Oh yeah, Tonka.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, near Tonka, so I don't know. Near Tonka.
Everything all together, no, dynamics, everything changes, and yet, it is our free say. Zongo vote you, said you vote you. Explanation be out, be out, Bemanonia prepares or before. The all what we can say is and agro any form 31st. I can't just literally and then 21st. Literally about 10 days. Now is the time for you as a person, a believer in Ken, to be advocating, to be reaching out to those who will be voting. Sister, if you are here, Kurano, Yeniane by Nan Campeso Busani upon the year Kenyan NPP delegate now or Kotwaban. Don't do a saying now no one can say individually, one reaching out on behalf of Ken. But don't do a saying now one reaching out on behalf of Ken. Maybe a Dr. Bawumia fan, and I'm not going to hide it. I support him and I support his policies. Me, as of now, I'm reaching over 100 people. And I've reached out to people on my own. And you've been I am from the
very
UK.
well, very well.
So it tells you, say, some of it, it is about time. Let people also try to speak to people and talk to people, convince them why your candidate is good. At the end of the day, it's internal election. Once we finish, we all come back to the table. Now you make sure say the elephant, a quiet elephant, I'm gonna be attractive. As of now, there are a lot of baggage equity NPP. But meaning say baggage, very
well, very well, one in town. Very well, one in town, we're in anymore. So on the team Bawumia, but Obian focusing on selling their candidate. Now candidate and winning. Our FNC, I think that we've done at least justice to the issues near there. I think some of the questions are Breachum crazy, and these are questions that you've already answered. For instance, Brian, then I asked you expanded it near the end, but I think we should take from the one in town. So be focusing on marketing their candidates. That's the most important. Marketing their candidates. Until they time in Nama to market his candidates. Say their Monday, yeah, they might even Team Ken. They had more 3 people. I want to put the on 3 people. Obi Anton a candidate 31st. No delegates should do the needful and elect Nipa or Mujidis or Mopeno. Nipa or Mujidis will bet me aton. Said there one in time. There's a bigger job ahead for MPP for the unity. Yeah. Unity on Bayano. How to foster grassroots work for 2020. That's the bigger job at home. Maybe any final words, 30 seconds, because studio say time now from
Yes, so me that's it for the opportunity. Nanka or nominal figures. Anka may nominal figures. Anka one which me political science or for me. Because you see, when you talk about the nominal figures, say Obianya nominal figures are that. Meaning so one nominal figures nasia. Because Rollins.
Yeah, but I think we've gone past the trying to give some numbers.
It just records over. Nominal figures in Rollins winning in 1996 with 4 million. But Bawumia 4.6 million. That's why you don't use nominal figures. Before winning with 53% in 2004. When you have 4.6 million, Bawumia vote no EBT in there, say nominal figures. So you don't use nominal figures, you use percentages because enona ebetimi abuana ya same up na ya kasa de omo ye. So me da say for the opportunity mi ware shemu say delegates no consistency no eno bejina so pa ama omato ama Dr. Bawumia again normal we can see about bia no ya kan wie eno no Ghana fo nyina kan wie enti bibi fufuro bia ni ho eno ane say ye be focus na yetimi aka ye ho abom na yetimi anya the right message for the people of this country. They have make a crack any videos are eba nansen ya nkrofo ye video because you see whether we like it or not, in 2028, can Japan video now and saying or record it will be played in all stations. And this will be born baby because I see why a liar, why a born liar into yesterday. So we all campaign, I shall see our campaign. Say Nipano Crown work can send attack the figures any normal or kind, not necessarily attacking the personality of the person. Because the Uye in 2024, President Mahama Naiji to say of our videos to be na can Japan or can say Ghana needs change and ya Ghana for the pay change in the keka home. Or fire, emo boya or mo edi botiaye, it's a ceremony, the waye the akano yambo homebine send a beya ebitimi akaya home boom there winning. You winning elections now, at least. Enye ukura no candidate na be wini a ekwan bia so benya so mfa so
Asi baby awa say na onya aboche join here. Thank you so much say waba. Yero awa Mohammed ekasama Dr. Bawumia and team Dr. Bawumia almost say they think Dr. Bawumia is the right candidate on no betimi the MPP for akomanim. Yakopon ya adema next week. Ye baba ignore the back and forth no ni nyina kan ho na agro no ye de. Ni nyina ga ho na agro no ye de. Man is also very boring, you know. Inti Yakopon ya adema next week. You better share with another team that's Dr. Brian Champion team and now Dr. Edutum team. Stay tuned next week. Yebeba. Inti yasida and come out to me join in. From a Vim lady and a good night. Good night. Why? Good night.